This hangout is on air live. Hey, this is Johnny Bean doing another Google Plus hangout with David Alan Wright. He's got a lot of amazing stuff to show us, guitars. And who's in here? Who are you guys? Where are you guys from?
Hef's here, Jeremy Hefner. I go by Hef. I'm here.
Eric Broadbent. I'm here from Ontario, Canada.
We got Nick from Long Island.
Teddy from New York.
I am from New York.
I'm in Mississippi, by the way.
Cool. I'm in Santa Cruz. That's where I am. So cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and post this video because we're live to a bunch of the Facebook pages so people can join in and watch and enjoy this. But yeah, whenever you guys are ready, David Allen, I guess if you wanna take it.
Okay, I'm David Alan Wright, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm a guitar collector. So I build and play guitars a lot. I've been playing since I'm like 11 years old, and so I play like 8 instruments, and guitar is one of my favorite ones, drums and guitar. So over the years, I've had a major fascination over the Van Halen guitars, and in the research, I'm an engineer, so I had to research everything under the sun. So I had to research how guitars of the Van Halen guitars were built, and then I got into a tangent of the Floyd Rose, the special Floyd Rose on a 5150 guitar, and it's very special. It's actually a prototype Floyd Rose with the fine tuners on it, and I want to show you the differences on some of the Floyd Rose guitars that Eddie has used over the years, and what's making that guitar Floyd Rose different than the production models. And I have actually 2 prototypes, and I can show you a little bit of differences, and I'll actually tear them down and show you. But first, I'll show you the 5150 I have that has a whale tail on it and what a whale tail is. And let me show you real quick. There's here's the 5150 I have, Relic. I'll show you a better picture in a minute. But I'm trying to do a close-up of the whale tail. If you see the whale tail here, you see how it's got almost like the tail of a whale. I'm trying to show. If you can't see really well, just tell me, okay? But you can see the outlook of a tail here, and you can also see the threads here are actually way back further on the mechanism on the Floyd. And the other thing on the Floyd, like Dino talked about in one of his videos, there is no mechanisms underneath. You can there's no springs under here. So I'll show you real quick. It's hard to see.
The little spring finger things?
Yeah, they're not on here. That was never built on this one. And this one came out of, I found this on a site in Japan, and I had to get it. I got this Floyd Rose for like $80.
Good deal.
Wow.
And it's got the writing on the very top. That's what I was going to try to show you. Now, it's a little bit different than Eddie's, just a tiny bit. There's a little nuances. You can see here the writing on the top, and it's lowercase.
For it.
And I'm trying to show you a better way of seeing it. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure I can show you a better picture of it. Okay. And it actually has the old bolt, but I'm going to show you the arm here in a second. The arm is totally different on this thing. And also, it has a steel block. I was talking to Dave Nasdell about this. This thing has a steel block in the back. It's steel. This thing is different than all the other ones. And I'll show you when I tear one down here in a second. I'll show you the differences on it. But it's big, huge steel. It looks like steel. It may be brass, but it's black. It's fully black, and it looks steel to me, but that's just me. So, okay, so on the and also the saddles. I think these saddles are correct. I can't be positively sure. I'll have to double check the pictures. I've got some pictures here of some of the different Floyds. Okay, so let me go back and I'll show you. And here's the nut for it. And this one actually has a nut on it that it doesn't have any stamping numbers on the back. And I'll show you the differences with the stamping numbers. Trying to see a better picture right there. You can see the hump saddles on it, but these do not have numbers on them. That's what I was trying to find. And also the bar up here is completely round. It's actually It's not flat. It's completely round. I got the whole unit and everything from a place in Japan that had one. And like I say, I bought it and put it on, and I set the intonation on it, and man, this thing plays like a dream. The action's incredible on this neck. It's a Duffy neck. It's actually a James Duffy neck that I got.
Ooh.
And I've got the EVH pot in the back for the volume pot. It's got the back plate on it. Sorry, I'm trying to see, but yeah, right there. But let me show you the Floyd Rose real quick and show you a little bit differences on them. And here's some pictures of some of them. This is what I was trying to research with the writing at the very top. You can see a lot of the production models, but they're lower on the production and everything. So I actually have two of them here. And let me see if I can show you a better picture of the camera here. This one actually is a Floyd Rose with let me show you the bar real quick, because the bar is a little different. The bar, hang on, I've got it somewhere.
David, I can't see you. I'm looking at Nick.
Yeah. Right here. Here's the bar. The bar is completely different on this Floyd Rose. It's threaded all the way up, and it's got this nut on it. Now, if you look at the really old Floyd Roses, they didn't use those busher bushings. These bushings here were not used. They were actually using bolts. In the very first ones, they were putting bolts here, like a bolt here, and then a washer and a bolt. And that's what I was seeing, and that's what's on this 5150. It's got the original. I just got the nut on it right now to make it look more authentic. But
hey, Johnny, what's going on? I can't see David.
Oh, I can see him.
I can't see him.
It must be on your end. I got
him.
Crap. There you go. I can see you now.
Okay, sorry. Okay, where did I end up? Where did you miss me at?
I can't remember. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go back through some things later. You can always ask questions. All right, and the bar, it's a little different on the bar. Like I say, it's threaded all the way up. And then I found one of these, and I bought this thing a while back, and I was trying to research it. And you can see the lettering on it is raised. It's stamped. And okay, so let me show you this real quick. This is really cool.
Is it like around the Floyd it's pushed in, and then the Floyd is like level with the base plate?
Yes. Now these are the cool things that I had to learn when I tore this thing down. This thing has got numbers on it. It's got one. You can see it. They've got 1, 2, and 3. It's designed for arched fretboard. Trying to see if I can show you a better angle of it. You can see it. There's a number on it.
Like on the brass. On the brass, like.
Well, it's right there. There's a number right there.
Almost see it, yeah.
Yeah, you can see a number 1, and then there's a 2 and a 3. What it is, each one of these here is numbered. So the first one's 1, number 2, and then 3. The other thing that's cool about this thing is it takes these different inserts, and they go in through the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Different.
These are cool because they don't fall out.
I like that.
And these are neat. I want to put them on all the guitars I've got eventually. I'm going to get them. Now, these saddles are a little different, too. The saddles, one thing I did notice, they're machined differently. You see they got a groove in them, and these have a different groove right here where they fit into. I think this is pretty cool because I really want to get a CNC machine and actually make these things for me. But also, another thing on this Floyd, and I'll take it apart real quick to show you. And I don't have to disassemble it all the way, but I'll just show you. The bolt pattern on the brass nuts here, this one is actually completely different. The bolt pattern here is different completely. These will not work ever. You have to get these things drilled. And I was talking to 2 companies already about making these because the bolt pattern on this base plate is totally different than and these 2 are. This is a gold version with the raised writing here, and this has got the same components and everything, and it has the nut here. Here's the nut it goes with it. It's a 1 11/16, I think, I can get the micrometer out and I can show you in a little bit. But these are the Floyds. I just want to show you the difference. And here you can see actually the tail on it, which shows the angle here, and you can see where the thread. Also, the threads on these things are different. And here's the other part. You'll see the whale tail on that one too. But
So
also,
like it comes up, the back comes up a little bit taller than like on the originals.
Yes. Now on Ed's guitar, I've seen some pictures of some of them, and it's got like that tail on it. It's got the whale tail on it. You know, that's what I started watching. Like Dino has a video, and I researched it and started researching all about Floyd Roses and production models and production dates. I got into the databases. I went in and found a site in Germany. I pulled all the databases from, started looking at all the serial numbers of all the Floyd Roses from 1980 forwards, and started researching them. I was at the NAMM shows talking to Floyd at a couple of the Nashville shows over the years, and then I started researching emailed Floyd Rose, the company, and started researching all this to figure out how can I get one, how can they custom build me one of these things, because I wanted one for my 5150. So then I started researching and trying to find one. Then I started writing search algorithms on the internet to find criteria information all over the world. Now this one actually has, this one I'll show you a little thing different too. This one actually has the finger parts on it, but they're actually recessed into, they're a little different than a production. I'll show you a production model in a second. You see the spring here are actually real little compared to like a real production model. I'll show you a production model here. Here's another one. Here's like a regular production model with the big brass on it. You can see how the fingers are way up here, you see, on those. And these are a little different. Now, I've kind of been learning all about these things, and this one's like this too. The gold one has got that type. Now the one I got when I got from Japan, it didn't have this, and they just float. And that's why I'll put it on the 5150. It's more authentic than all the other ones I found so far.
Yeah,
and
that's what Dino was saying.
And then here's the nuts. And now I talked to James Duffy about this a while back. He's big on the stuff. He knows a lot of stuff, but he said the numbers on here, there's numbers on them, and some of them you'll find they don't have numbers. And but the one I got on the 5150 does not. Well, I'm trying to get.
The numbers are skinnier. The ones with the numbers are skinnier than the ones that don't have the numbers.
Yes, that's what I kind of noticed.
And
now this one is actually
with the numbers
wider than that one.
Yeah.
In a way, it looks a little bit wider, but I had to get the micrometer out. And I've got different ones. I'll show you all the humpbacks I've got. Here's one.
The ones with the numbers you can't thread them from the back. They're not, those holes aren't threaded.
What's
So
that?
they're for top mounted
Yeah,
Floyd.
top mount only.
Well, I don't know about that. They do vary.
Threaded.
They were made by a company called Fernandez, and
Yeah.
I've threaded actually a few of them through the back, so I'm not sure about that information. But
I've tried.
they vary a bit in their manufacturing, but I've seen a lot of them with the backs. I think it's like 4058 like on the back stamped. But continue, Dave, please.
Yeah, here's one that doesn't have the stamp on it. You can see it, I think. Let me take the bolts out real quick. It doesn't have a stamp, I don't believe, on it. If we can show the lighting. But one thing I did notice, so far every one of them has got the threads in the back, because that's all I want. I don't care about the top ones. But there's a company in China that's making, but they make a cheap knockoff in China on the humpbacks, is what I was told. And then I've got a couple of more here.
I know some of the Floyd Rose 2s, the actual like Floyd and the number 2 are kind of raised in the oval, where they're located, on the side of the bridge.
Yes. Let's see here. Oh, I've got a couple of these also. I've got like 4 of these different ones somewhere. They're in boxes and stuff. I got most everything's in Ziploc bags and parts ready to go. I'll show you all my necks later if you guys want to look at some of the necks I've got. I've got a few different
Let's
necks.
do it.
Oh, of course.
I gotta dig them out. Also, I bought a few guitars over the last. When did we do the last one? Like a year ago?
It was a while ago. It was like 6 months ago.
It was like 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a few over the last few months. My brother has my Wolfgang right now. He's doing the electronics on it. My brother's a huge electronics person. He's the one that got me into amps when I was really young, building amps, and then I went back and we got into electrical systems and everything. And I think I've showed you I've got some 5150 heads over here. I've got well, it's covered up with guitar cases, but I got the special edition model. It's right here. It's I've got a couple of heads right here. I've got stroke tuners and everything, but I've got one. It's the bottom one is actually the what do you call the red, white, and black special edition.
Mm-hmm.
Special edition.
The limited edition.
Yeah, limited edition. It's got the white knobs on it. I got it from a music store down in Columbia, Tennessee. It was on Reverb, and I went down and checked it out and bought it from him. I paid $1,600 for the head.
Great deal. Jeez.
And,
wow, not bad.
And I bought the top one off eBay, and it's actually mod. It's got some mods in it. I got it for $900.
Jeez.
Wow.
And because I was talking to the guy, and I said, well, look, I don't know if I want to buy it or not. So I ended up turning around and made him an offer. And about a day later, I got a message back, and he accepted the offer. And I paid shipping. It was like $60 for the shipping. And I was worried about having issues with it, and I had it running for 4 days straight. And it's run no problems at all. I mean, it runs awesome. I'm going to get a Stealth eventually, but I've been looking at the Lunchbox yesterday. I actually went to Guitar Center in Nashville over here and picked up a Mexican. I was playing it, but I didn't buy it yet. But it's a Mexican archtop Stealth knockoff, but it doesn't have the big, what do you call, trapezoid inlays on the neck. That's the only thing I don't see on it. But let's see here. I don't know if I showed you the amps before, but I was just trying to show you some of the amps that I have over the years and stuff. I've got a whole bunch of 5150s. I got 5150, 5152s. I got a whole bunch of cabinets, but they're all in the back bedroom and stuff. I just have to dig them out. I actually got 3 5150s, and I actually got the block letter. I just don't believe in the signature. They're saying, there's a difference between the signature model and the block letter.
I agree with that.
And I worked on them over the years. I worked on them. I retubed them, BIOS them, everything. I went down to the circuit boards on them and stuff like that. And I used to do consulting work for PV years ago, and I even looked at blueprints and all the paperwork. I never saw any differences. I think it's more of a selling aspect.
It was a hype that created.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and I've got all the different ones. 5152s are really great amps. They've got the 3 channels, and they're really good. But one thing I've been saving up for, I want to get me a really nice Sedano, old Sedano from the early 90s. I'm trying to find one. I'm seeing them about $3,000 online right now.
Man, John was talking about those before.
Let's see. You have any questions? I just wanted to kind of show a little quick presentation on the old Floyd Roses and stuff.
The amp you're talking about a Soldano?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The SLO 100.
Yeah.
I saw him at the NAMM show years ago, and he was a nice guy. I think the last NAMM show we had, it was actually really successful, was in 2004. And before they moved it to Indianapolis and Nashville, they moved it straight to Indianapolis. Then they went to Austin, Texas, and then they went to Austin, Texas again the second year in Austin, and then it was complete epic failure, and they moved it back to Nashville. And we have the huge convention center, but it's not as big as it used to be. It used to be 3 times as big. It was almost the size of LA for a while. It was big.
I've heard people do like demos. There's a guy on like YouTube that does a demo on a Soldano, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was more impressed with the EVH, 100 watt than I was the Soldano. I don't know, it just.
Anyone hear that Spawn? Anyone see the Spawn amp demos recently. They sound amazing.
Yeah, I've seen the Splons. They're awesome.
Yeah, they sound good. I can't really fit anything in here besides that thing, so.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't know. I just really wasn't impressed that much with Soldano. I mean, they're cool amplifiers, I'm sure of that, but I don't know. As far as dynamics and changes in channels, I was just more impressed with the 5150 or the Splon is an awesome amplifier.
Dave, I played that Lunchbox. I thought it was pretty cool. Mess around with something like that. It was so cut and dry, bare bones. Like that case, you can see right through it. That little millimeter thick,
It's a real conversation piece too.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. And does anyone know what the price is on that? I
think they're like $699.
Yep.
I think it's like 700 or 800.
So that's pretty good for that, I think.
You could find them on eBay for about $5.99 to $6.49, something like that, free shipping.
So is that like the most affordable EVH amp option, or I don't know what the combos are even going for nowadays?
I think the combos are even higher than that, so it probably is.
Yeah.
The combos are like 8. I see them going for 8 sometimes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I really like the 6505. That mini head is pretty badass.
Are they still making those, PV?
Yeah, the mini head 6505 plus mini head.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically just that
those
thing.
just came out.
Oh, really?
Came out at last NAMM. And the mini 6505 is a really cool amp. Really cool.
Also, I saw Undercover Boss again last night, and that was his.
Oh, the PV.
Yeah, that was his stepson that was doing that.
I wish I would have saw that.
That was a complete debacle.
Oh yeah, I was reading about the fallout over that, and a lot of companies now are declining to do it now after all the issues that they. That's not just one company, but there was like multiple companies that did the Undercover Boss that kind of had major negative adverse effect on them. So.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
I'll look that one up so we can find it.
It was a complete debacle. It was.
What'd they say?
Terrible.
You want to spoil it? I don't really.
Well,
know.
I mean, it was just that at the end they always wind up giving employees stuff, and I think after they agreed to give these people the money or whatever, I think it was 2 or 3 employees they offered to give like $30,000 to, and they still winded up laying them off, which they said they wouldn't do. And the last thing that I saw is like towards the end of it, they say that they were having trouble following up with their commitments to these people on what they would give them. It was ridiculous.
That's not good.
David, can I ask you a question?
It was sad.
David, with the nuts with the Floyd nuts with the numbers on the back, did you ever find any that aren't threaded to go through the back?
Like I said before, I've actually worked with 3 of them, I think, and they've all threaded to the back.
What, you mean here?
No, the nut itself. Like
Because
I never. All the ones I've ever had always have the bolts that they're threaded to the bottom.
Yeah, I've never seen top-mounted ones.
Now, like I say,
and this is only top mounted. And if you
what is that?
Look at, this is one of the numbered ones.
Hmm.
And it has the humps. But if you look at the front, you see those? They're like countersunk. So
yeah, I see that.
It accepts these screws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a company in China.
Can you show the back of it again one more time, if you don't mind? Hey, can you talk? Because I don't think it doesn't only shows you when you talk. I think.
Yeah, it only shows you when you talk.
You see me?
Yeah, I think someone might have even modified that because I don't know. That doesn't thread through the back. You're saying?
Yeah, it doesn't, and there's no thread. There's no thread like in the slot itself, and it looks factory. It doesn't look like it's been modified.
No, I've never seen that. I think that could either been like a really small like little thing they did on the side, because I think the norm was that they were all threaded through the back, because they were still using back-mounted threads when they were producing
and
those.
that was the norm back
Yeah,
then.
rear
A
mounted.
lot of people didn't use the top mounted.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, way back then, I mean, that's all that they did, was rear-mounted nuts. They didn't do top-mounted nuts. I don't think that was till way later. I don't know my history on
They
that.
say it's more stable too. I don't really. I use back-mounted ones and all. My personal.
Well, it's just, I mean, the rear-mounted ones, they make that headstock. They just make that really weak. You know what I mean? If you pop it, they go over to the Kramer forum. I mean, there's nightmare stories over there of people that have got, 84 and 85, Berettas, and they snap.
So you're saying like they snap at the neck right here?
Yeah.
Like right
there.
I think that's more of the tilt back. It's like you take a.
Yeah.
I don't know. You take a tilt back headstock and then you add a rear locking nut, and something's bound to happen. I think like on the Stratnik it would be more stable than, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think that's the reason that, Kramer doesn't do them like that now. All their guitars now are top-mounted nuts.
And they're also not wood screws. They're all posts now. Well, most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That's every company though, pretty much.
Well,
I like the wood screws better.
The Sterling AX40s, they're all rear-mounted nuts.
I just prefer the 80s old school. There we go. Dave getting some some necks over here.
Even I've seen some of the new Axis models, like 2014 or 15, and they're going to top-mounted nuts. They're not rear-mounted anymore.
I also prefer the rear-mounted ones. I think it just looks cool.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I totally agree.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Let's see if we can figure out who made what.
Good Lord. Where's he getting all this stuff?
Dave, maybe we should just start with what we have.
Dave, can you put some of those in your will to me?
Good Lord.
I got more stuff in a minute.
God, look at all those bodies.
I feel like if I come to your house, your floor would be made out of guitar necks. Pull them out of the floor.
Here is the 84 necks. I've got a whole bunch of these. The problem I've got to do is I got to drill the back nut.
Oh, those are the Music Yos?
Yeah, Music Goes. I've got.
No, those are the newer ones. If they,
That's
those
the
are the
new one.
newer
That's the
ones. If
Gibson
they got it, yeah, it's Gibson. If
Yep.
it's top mounted, it's
Well, they
Gibson.
stopped making those too.
Yep, they did.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
No, they still. I think they make. I think you could still buy the yellow banana ones.
Yeah, they're still
I thought
still
they
around.
stopped making the Music Yos because the website's no longer up and all
Yeah,
that.
the
They
music.
don't make they don't make them.
They were the same company. There was because Gibson owns Fender and all that. So, I mean, Gibson owns Music.
They
Yo
own
and all that.
Steinberg. They own Kramer. They've kind of mothballed Steinberg and Kramer right now.
And Fender's got Charvel and Jackson.
Which is probably why it's going to kibosh the reissue of a 5150.
Yeah, exactly. They own the headstock and obviously the Kramer.
What's that neck? Dave, what are you holding there?
This is another one. I've got multiple necks. I'll show you a couple of them. Here's another one. I don't know where this one came from. I've had it for a while.
Looks like a Music Craft.
Yeah, it looks like
I
a
think it
music
is.
craft.
I think it's a Music Craft. See, I've got another one. This one actually came somewhere. I don't know where it came over the years. I usually put search algorithms in eBay, and it finds things under a certain criteria and certain price, and it buys it for me. So sometimes I find stuff that it comes to my house like, where the hell did I get this from? So,
Did you build robots to find guitars for you?
Sounds like
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Now here's a hump neck. This is another one.
Duffy?
Yeah, that's a Duffy neck right here, and
That's cool.
he actually drilled it for me and everything. I've got two more on the order from him. They're going to be coming probably end of the month.
Wow.
Story on
I
Duffy.
wonder
I
why
mean,
we
we all
can't
read
find these things.
everything.
They're all in David's house.
Uh,
Stay away from Duffy.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Correct. Or so I've been told.
I'm coming from live experience, I can tell
here's
you.
another one. This is like another. I think this is another Music Craft map here. It's got the the back and everything, and it's not even drilled. It's all ready to go.
That's a music craft.
Yeah, it's Music Craft. I actually got checked this one out. I think I showed it to you guys before. I found this one in Las Vegas in 1999. It come off an ESP guitar. Got it for $100 at the pawn shop.
Whoa.
Nice.
It's actually stamped ESP on the back of it.
It's
And
ESP Holy Grail, yeah.
Yep, and it's a neck.
That's what it looks like.
That's
This thing is
nice.
sharp. I actually got the body in the. It's a Strat. It come off of years ago, and I took it apart because I was going to make a Van Halen guitar out of it. But I've kind of kept it. It's my master template, So I mean the frets are almost brand new on it. If you look at it, it's like it's never been used. Every one of the frets are in perfect shape. But I've been using that one for years. It's just like a template.
It looks just like a Holy Grail Beretta.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it said on the back, it's got a number on the back of it somewhere. I had to read it. I'd go get a magnifying glass. It said 8/84. So it was like 84 or something like that. I'd say 84 or early 85.
Nice.
You
So,
see them pop up on eBay sometimes. Extreme Nation, they sell them sometimes for
Extreme
exorbitant
rip-off
prices.
artists. Man, those guys are
Exorbitant
insane.
prices. Oh yeah. You should see the Floyds right now. They have a few just vintage Floyds. $700 just for a regular
They
Floyd.
have one for like
Oh my God.
$1,500, I think.
700 for a Floyd?
Just because it came from '83 or whatever. Like,
Yep.
you
They
can
had
just buy a
another
regular
one,
one.
like they had one that was one of Ed's, and it was no fine tuner and no logo, and it was like first production.
They like to make things
they're
up too. I
asking,
think
like,
they like to
1,200.
Absolutely.
they like to just sort of exaggerate. I think the historical value of some of their items.
Yeah,
Hey, Teddy. Teddy.
yeah.
Hey, turn your mic up a little bit. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can't really hear you that well.
How about now?
A little bit more.
Now?
Here's another neck I've
It's
got.
better. Yeah.
It's got the hump on it, like you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 1 sec. I'll be right back.
This one's not
Okay.
drilled though, so
Is that not drilled it? Oh, it's not drilled.
no, it's not drilled, and hopefully you can see it. And I don't know where I got it. Who knows?
That shelf is pretty wide. I'm surprised.
Yeah. And
It goes high up there.
so that's another one. And then I've got I bought a Ripley at a Craigslist a couple months ago, and I actually took the neck off. And I'm using this as another Ripley. I've got 5 Ripley bodies ready to go.
Ooh, wow.
And
Yeah, I've seen those. That's cool, man.
I've got, well, I have to show them in a little bit. I've got the boards and everything ready to go. And I talked to Steve a while back. He's looking for, he wants to sell me another signature model, Van Halen, but he's got to get me a neck. And if I can find a neck, I can get I might buy it.
So the Ripleys, you have the full-on electronics, the whole
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah. I got the switch boxes and everything.
Wow, nice.
I've got the, well, you may have seen it before. I've got one that's signed by him.
Mhm.
Right?
The red one?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's in a case. I got it all set up. It's in.
Bartolini pickups?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
those are nice. Nice.
Here's one that came to me. I think I got it for like $20, and it needs to be finished. It's still under work progress. You can see it. It's actually, it come in the box one day. It's like, what is this? And so it needs to be fine tuned. All the frets are done on it. I mean, they're leveled and everything, so pretty sharp. But I can get out. I will pull out a couple of guitars real quick. I've got a few of them over the last year I bought. I just don't know where to start from. I bought a couple of.
Who is the guy? Who's the guy with the glasses that jumped in here? Who's that?
Sorry, that's I'm Alan Garber.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, it's Garbage from most of the forums. I've talked to a lot of. Hi, Nick.
Oh,
hey,
I'm loving my guitar, Nick. Thanks so much. I still try to send you as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good for you to be here, man.
Yeah,
Oh, did
and
you see the
Johnny
new
was
one?
helping me out getting through some technical difficulties, getting hooked up. This is the first time I've done this, but
Alan, check this out.
the beauty you got there, Nick.
It's a new looking one, new thing.
Very
Man,
cool.
that
Very
is sick.
Let's try to show him how to show. Anyway, Dave, continue.
Yes, I'm sorry, Dave. Thanks.
No problem. I got to clean up in a second too, but I've got bodies, different bodies ready to go eventually. This one's kind of been beat up. I've had this thing probably 10 years.
Is that a real Beretta or Pacer?
This one I bought years ago. I don't know. It's got the neck cavity in it. I took pictures online before, and I don't know where it come from, to be honest with you.
That's really nice, though.
Yeah, it looks real vintage.
I got an address I want you to send it to.
And then I've got another one. This one's more heavier. It's got, you can actually see the grain. I don't know if it's popular or what, but this is a heavier body. It's a different wood characteristics. You can actually see the grain in the wood.
It looks kind of like ash.
It may be. It's heavy.
It's not even drilled for the trem.
What's that?
Is it drilled for that or what? The hole for like the posts. Oh,
No.
it also has the relief cavity.
Yeah, it's got the relief cavity and everything in it. Sorry, but I don't have it doesn't have the post in it.
Wow, you know that? Hey, Nick, that looks like a Music Yo 1984. See that indention?
Well, they put those on the guitars actually starting with the Holy Grail in 1983.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, if I were to take this back plate off of my Holy Grail, you would see the same exact thing, and it was a device that they had come up with to relieve tension, I think, for the springs. I don't know the exact reason behind it, but there was some sort of reason for it.
Here is a remake or reproduction of the Music Yo, and here's the body.
But you see how it's got that? Let me see. Yeah, see how it's got that? It's kind of like a bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but this one, it's got the. It's almost like that. Kramer used to make these in some of the bodies of a couple of guitars I've got, where you put that stabilizer.
Right.
I've got a couple of
treble no sort of thing.
Yeah, and some of my guitars I've got that piece in them. All my old Kramers, they're in pieces right now, but some of them's got that mechanism on it. So.
It's kind of like a trim stop.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let me put some stuff up, and I will start pulling a few guitars out of cases. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Well, since we're on the Kramer tip right here, I just hauled out my sort of 5150X, which some of you guys may have seen on VH Links or Metro Amp Forum. That's my baby girl.
Hey, cool.
But yeah, this guy took me an awful long time. Strangely, the only striped Van Halen guitar that I have is my 78 black and white striped one that Nick did an excellent job on painting the body, and but this one I decided not to go the full route of doing the stripe job and everything. Just painted it black. Somewhat less embarrassing to play in public, although Johnny doesn't have a problem with that. I shouldn't either.
Is that the guitar you filmed the solo on that you posted on the VH Links or no?
Yeah. I made a short clip of playing some riffs from Panama with the solo, and this is the guitar that I used on that.
Nice.
Thank you. That was my Roxta Marshall straight. This guitar straight into the Roxta Marshall.
So what's the deal? What's the body? What's the neck?
Well, this is a Musicraft guitar, both the body and the neck, and I just sourced all the different parts from other things that I had. Like a lot of you guys, I started off with a black Striker, and everybody's crappy guitar, And you guys may have seen or heard the clip I made of me playing the Live Without a Net solo.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that clip was actually done with the Striker, before I got this Musicraft guitar. I've only done one clip with this guitar, and that was just with the me playing riffs from Panama and the solo to Panama. And that was with the Mod 5 amp. The Live Without a Net clip that I made was just my 65 Fender Super Reverb with an MXR Distortion Plus and the old Striker with a stock Seymour Duncan 59 in it, which sounded like total crap, and the guitar was just in pieces, and it was a plywood guitar, as we all know that those guitars were, but this was my attempt to get that sort of Holy Grail 5150 thing going with Musicraft, and ended up using this vintage Floyd from probably about '83. It has the hump fine tuner, or the hump locking nut thing that we've been discussing, and
Did your striker have the nice Floyd Rose 2 on it? Those are so awesome. I love them.
You know, I think it did. I tore it off and threw it away and put this this Floyd on it.
I just don't understand why he put his name on those things. Those things are junk.
Yeah, you know, I mean, well, the whole thing about Kramer is that really it was. I think ultimately the company failed because they didn't actually produce the guitars that Ed played. You know,
right.
You couldn't walk into a store and get what Ed played, and that was the whole end of the company from jump. So I really, you know, and so this is what, you know, like a lot of us, this is why we even got into replicas, because we love the 5150 and you can't even buy it. So here we go.
Sure.
Source all the parts from eBay and take your best shot at guessing what the body wood was. I went with basswood on mine, and I got recently I put so the custom hybrid, the Seymour Duncan 59/custom hybrid, and I put an A5 magnet in it, and
cool.
It works really, really well with the Rockstar Mod 5 or any Mod 5 amp, and I'm loving it.
What kind of tuners you got on it?
These I actually have the correct 90-degree Gattos that I've got off of eBay, luckily.
Are they unmarked?
Yes. Let's see if I can show them. See if you can see them here. See that?
Yeah, I see that. It's nice.
Yeah. Those are the ones. And that was another interesting thing. I got the I guess No Bozo's 777 has now gone out of business.
I don't know what happened. I think they ran out of supplies. They sold the company to someone else in Canada. I think they just sort of ran out.
Hello.
I'm not really sure. What's going on, Dave?
Nick.
Nesdall.
But yeah,
What's going on?
I bought the neck plate from them, from No Bozo's, and rather than get the B4-129 engraved on it, I just kept it blank, like a lot of the early, 82, 83 Kramers actually had no serial number stamped, just the block Kramer logo and made in USA. So I kept that on. I used that for this guitar. The funny thing is, and some of you guys may have seen my post about this on some of the forums, I really wanted to get the critical thing about this guitar, out of all the things that people work on, I wanted to get the positioning of the string tree, the Fender-style small string tree, as close as I could to what Ed did pitch-wise, because you often hear Ed picking behind the nut on the Live Without a Net solo, and it feels so good, all that stuff. And so my thinking was, well, I bet if I guesstimate the pitch by listening to Feel So Good when he's raking behind the nut, I can actually match the pitch by sliding the string tree up and down until I match the pitch perfectly. And then I put a mark and drilled right there, and that's where I put the string tree. So
you're insane.
I know. It's bizarre, but
no, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Matched perfectly. So if I'm just, if I'm gonna, just scrape behind the nut, just, it's exactly like Ed. So.
Cool.
I always wondered why I couldn't get it to sound right.
Well, you're slightly less insane than me, so that's probably what it is.
I don't know about that.
No. We're all
Is
insane.
anyone else just staring at at David's. Is anyone else just staring at David's Ripley right now?
Yes, it's beautiful.
No.
You'll see
Yeah.
it in a second.
You don't see a lot of red ones.
Yes.
He's got a very nice one.
But
Johnny's
that's
got a very nice
guitar,
one.
so if anybody's got anything else to jump in on.
I mean, I have the counterpart to that one. I just have like the opposite colors of that.
Yeah, the Holy Grail. It's really sweet.
Yeah. Your comment that one time has always been driving me crazy, that I should have painted it just straight white. But I've actually grown to really like the color it is, because it looks like what it would have been. And there's
Correct.
checking,
It had
there's
aged to
checking
this
throughout the entire guitar. I don't know if you can see that, but it's checking
Yeah.
throughout some of the. So it's like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks as if you had a real one and it's aged for 30 years or whatever.
Exactly.
Of course, I was talking to Nick about that, and I'd mentioned it before with the Holy Grails. Our idealized image of the Holy Grail white Kramer comes from the Kramer ad where he's holding where he's wearing the No Bozos T-shirt. And the deal with that guitar is that it is white in that ad. And if you put any kind of finish on it, of course it's going to age. It's going to get a little yellowed, and it won't look like it did in that ad. So I said to Nick, hey, you don't put any finish on it. Make it look white. And I've done that with a couple of my white guitars, like my '78 Frankenstein that Nick painted for me. I just had it buffed, no finish, so it would stay looking as pure white as I could. And on my '75 Ibanez Destroyer that some of you guys may have seen.
Oh, do you have that handy? Because that's I think my favorite guitar that I've seen on the forums. I think.
Really, thank you. I put a lot of work into that.
Renee.
Yeah, I can grab that and talk about that after a while if anybody else doesn't have anything.
It's a
Let's
real
see that.
destroyer, right? It's a real
Let's see that
destroyer.
Frankenstrap.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second. I'll run upstairs and grab it. I'm trying to, I'm letting my baby chew on my cell phone so she's not screaming in your ears. But yeah, give me a second. I'll grab one or two of those guitars.
Cool. Show them off. I mean, that's what,
Cool. Will do. Y'all can carry on. I'm just gonna run upstairs. There's my baby, by the way.
Hello, baby.
Oh, hey.
That's little baby Riley. We named her after B.B. King.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Can't go wrong with that name.
That's right. I met B.B. when I was 17, and he was just a really cool guy, and he meant a lot to me. And this is my first baby and only baby so far, and she's got a set of lungs on her. But anyways, carry on, guys. I'll be right back.
Cool.
What's going on?
What's up, David? Is he still digging out stuff?
Yep. I've got.
Cool.
You talked about I actually got this guitar in Japan. It is a Kramer. God, I can't even know what it is anymore.
It looks like a striker.
I got this thing for $80.
What
It's
kind
got
of Floyd's it got on it?
It's got a Floyd Rose 2 on it.
Yep. It's probably a striker. It looks like it.
Yeah, it's Striker. I actually won this by accident. I bid on some stuff, and it was, and I bid on 2 different things, and this was actually part of another bid, and actually this came with it. So I got it for $80. So it's a pretty cool little guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
that
can make a
looks
Hot for
great.
Teacher replica out of it.
The big cavity in the back. My lighting. I need to change my lighting around so you can see a little bit better. You can see the light, the big huge cavity back here. And then I've got another Ripley, a red one. I don't know if I showed you guys this one before, because I've been still working on it. I'm actually working on this one a little bit more detail. It's like the blue one, but it's a red one. It's like a wine finish. You can actually see it, the grain.
Wow, that's a Ripley?
Yes. The
That's
Ripley.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's dinged up a little bit. It's like my blue one, but it's got the 2 9-volt batteries in the back that go in here. Then you got your volume control. I mean your control systems in here, and your tremolo and everything. It's scratched up some, but man, this thing sounds awesome. But you can.
Nice.
I like the color because you can actually see the grain of the wood. See, like the blue one?
Did you repaint that?
No, that's what it came as.
Oh, wow. I've never
It's
seen a
all
red
dust.
one.
But it's got the Bartolini pickup in it, but it's like my blue one. My blue one's like this. And you can see the color. I'm trying to get a better light perspective here.
Dave, did you show everyone that blue one yet?
Which one?
The blue one? Did you show everyone?
No, I'll have to dig it out in a second.
You guys are going to freak out when you see this guitar. It is probably the coolest guitar on the planet.
I never even knew they made a blue one.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
they-
I didn't know they made a red one.
I think Kramer made about 3 or 4 candy blue Beretta bodies.
And this one actually has the old headstock on it, you see? This
Yeah.
is the old one. Now, like I said, I've got the other headstock. I just put away, but it's the pointy one. But this one actually has the old style headstock.
Wow.
See? And I've got the black. I got 3 black ones, 3 or 4 black ones. You know, the black, just like these, but black, solid black. I got like
3
4
or 4.
or 5 of them somewhere.
So, Dave, they're black?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're black. I'll pull one out in a minute, but I have multiple ones in cases and stuff. But let me go find the blue one here in a minute, okay? Let me show you another one I got the other day on eBay. It's a Wolfgang striped up painted.
I think the better question is, what doesn't David have? Man.
He doesn't have me as a guest.
Me either. Man, that's insane.
He doesn't
Yeah,
have-
his collection is pretty damn
He
good.
doesn't have me in his will.
Yeah, really.
Here's another one. This one's actually a Wolfgang flat top. Let me see if I can get a better light on it, okay?
Oh, is that the Frankenstein paint job? Not the one like Ed has?
This one is like the Frankenstein, yeah. If you can see it. I'm away from the computer, sorry. You have to...
I saw photos of that on Facebook the other day. That's
Yeah.
a nice guitar.
Yeah, it's nice. I got the case that went with it and everything, too. You know, hey, by the way, I just heard the other day that they're not doing the cases anymore for the specials anymore. You have to... They
Oh,
only
really?
come in a box. Yeah, they only come in a box anymore. They don't come with a case anymore. I heard. You have to get the U.S. model for the case.
Oh, wow.
And
About that top.
I've got an amber top. I think I showed you guys the amber top Wolfgang. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like the PVs I got. I got 3 PVs, but this one's like a bird's eye maple top amber Wolfgang.
I think you showed that to us the last time.
Yeah.
That
I
should
wanna
be on,
see it
that should be on
again.
YouTube. Nick, what are you thinking, pal?
Nothing. I was just watching.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the other one I showed. I think I showed you guys before. This one is the cherry brown, like red cherry.
Yeah.
You can see the flame. It's got like a flame top on it.
I think it's a dark cherry burst.
Yeah, like a dark cherry. It's got the black on it, but I'll have to dig out the amber in a minute. It's one of the cases here. It's got a really good bird's eye maple neck on it. It's hard to.
I can't even afford one of these damn things.
Yeah, really.
But that's that one. Let me get you the amber in a minute.
How many guitars do you have?
Hey, David, what's your head count? How many you got?
I don't even want to count.
He's got me beat. That's hard to do.
This one may be the one I'm trying to work on. I've been talking to people about this one. No, that's a different one. Hang on. I've got one that I got in Chicago in a fire that the the bindings are melted on it. I got to place the bindings on it.
That's the black one, right?
Yeah. Now I've got another one that's like it.
Good luck with that.
Here
Like
is the.
That's 6.
Here's one I bought last year. This is a black one. This one is
7-ply binding is gonna be a pain.
U.S. model arch top. It's the black. Bird's eye maple neck and everything. But this was a regular one. I got one just like it. It was in a fire. It melted all this. The moldings.
That 7-ply binding is gonna be.
Give me 1 second. We got more.
Have you got the $25,000 replica in there somewhere?
I think you asked him that once,
I think I did.
and I don't think he answered you then.
He's got all of them.
Jeez.
Johnny, where you been?
I'm like doing chores around the house.
Yeah, I'm multitasking as well, as you can see.
All right, here we go.
That's a nice one. I like the amber.
Oh, nice.
Here's the amber top.
Oh, that's very good.
Let me see it again, David.
You right here. Can you see it?
Keep
All right,
talking.
yeah,
so
there
we
we
can
go.
see
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Plus,
you
I
have to
might
keep
be-
talking.
Okay. Let me raise my camera up so you can see a little bit better.
Yeah, that's an arch top, correct?
Yes, U.S. model. They only made. Let me move my computer a little bit too. They only made somebody told me only 200 of them.
Wow.
And, it's
Wow, that's nice.
Now I've got 5 PVs like these over the years, the US PVs, and I've got some that have got flame and bird's eye. Then I got a Music Man just like this one, but it's a full Music Man, but it's set up it's in a gun case. I've got some guitars in gun case. But I gotta keep from if I have a fire at home, I gotta protect a lot of these in like gun safes.
Hey, David.
Yes.
Hey, do you have a regular Frankenstrat?
Yeah.
I mean,
Let me pull it out. It's in a big case. I got the anvil case like the original.
Where do you get one of those? I've always wanted to get one.
Well, you can buy the cases from Anvil, but I mean, there's one way cheaper you can get that looks just as good. I used to have it. It's from a place called Rondo Music, I think. Nice.
There's the case.
Jeez.
Who made that guitar, Dave?
I don't know. I have to look at my database to tell you.
That's a nice looking
Wow.
case.
And here it is. It's got to reflect Main Street.
Oh, Mean Streets.
Mean Street's
Mitchell.
Mitchell made it, and
Let me see the front. Nice.
let me show you a little bit better.
Cool. Then Alan's got his black and white one up, I see.
Yeah, this was painted by Nick. He also made the pick guard for me.
Attaboy, Nicky.
It's a beautiful thing. I don't know how much detail
It's a roasted, right?
coming up on camera or what.
It looks absolutely gorgeous.
It is a roasted Musicraft Frankie body, routed just for the single humbucker. It's got a combination Fender / Callahan tremolo system, a Tusk XL, a white Tusk XL nut with a little amount of nut sauce. As some of you guys know, I really am a standard tremolo nut, and I've posted lots of clips of me playing Eruption with just a standard Fender tremolo, just to prove that you can whammy exactly like Eddie did and stay perfectly or as it.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, that one I'd like to redo that one using this guitar because I was using my old. I have a Fender Clapton model that I used to use that I had a terrible Van Halen paint job on.
Are the thin lines tape?
Guitar. Sorry, what was that?
Are the thin lines tape?
No, they are not. I actually had them painted on. I'm never going to turn this into a regular
Cool.
Frankie. It's just purpose-built for first and second album. It's really all about sort of playability and keeping in tune and all that kind of stuff for me. And if you've seen any of my posts on the forums, you know that I'm a nut about learning things as note for note as possible. And for me, the replica thing is more about trying to get in touch with how something is played and learning, what the characteristics of the guitar that Eddie used, how that informed what he was playing. And I kind of use it as a tool to learn and to kind of, and I guess it kind of improves my transcription ability, maybe. I don't know. Whatever I say to myself to justify spending all this money.
Alan,
Anyway,
let me see the headstock on that guitar.
Sure. This was the neck. I'm sorry, and I should have said this. The neck is made by Chris Locke, who did amazing work. You guys know Chris. He's really.
Yeah, we use Chris for the bodies.
Absolutely, he makes amazing bodies. He really was the only guy that I could find that made a really accurate first album. Boogie Bodies, Lynn Ellsworth neck. It's the maple cap. Regular rock maple with a bird's eye cap. Not very much bird's eye. It's very, very, very close to the first album guitar. Although I have my own little modifications on it. I put Spurzl locking tuners on it, just again for ease of playing in tune. And for me, I did a Charvel logo instead of the Gibson logo.
That's nice. I like that.
I kind of decided to do that because to me it was, the guitar was sort of closer to, even though it's really a Boogie Bodies guitar, it was really kind of closer to what Charvel became. And of course, Eddie shouted out Charvel manufacturing on the first two albums, and so that's kind of what got me to do that. And plus, it already comes in gold, and it is the identical size that was featured on the very, very first pre-production Charvels.
And the VH2.
That's the smaller logo, correct?
Exactly, the smallest logo that they had, the very original one. And I found a guy on Etsy who made them, and it's just perfect.
Oh, that's pretty smart. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and another interesting thing that I did on the Fender Tremolo setup to kind of make it easier to play.
What kind of nut is that? Is that a bone nut?
It is a Tusk XL nut, which they make in white. So, if you guys know what Tusk is, it's basically like, as they advertise, like 10,000 times slipperier than graphite. It works real well. I also put nut sauce in this. It might be overkill, but anything I can do to get this to slide and work well, I'm doing it.
Absolutely.
Another interesting thing I did was another thing about the string tree on this one.
Come on, Johnny, laugh, Johnny, come on.
The string, here I go on the string tree again. On this one, because I used the Spurzls, which are graduated height, staggered tuning posts, I don't really need a string tree, but I wanted it to look like Ed, so and I like the aesthetic look of having a string tree on there.
It's a nice
I actually it's cool, and I put the string tree on there with 2 spacers, so that the string tree is jacked up so high that the strings don't actually touch the string tree at all. It's just their cosmetics.
Oh, wow.
So funny. You got the same brain I have.
Whatever it takes to make it look cool and actually probably work better than the original, maybe,
Because that's the only Van Halen guitar I have at this time is my Van Halen 1 guitar, like you've got, Alan, and mine's a Duffy guitar, the whole thing.
Wow.
And I'm very, very, very lucky to have it because a lot of, as you guys know, I'm not going to go into a lot with Duffy. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of the airtime, but a lot of people weren't that fortunate, Yeah,
it's weird. I mean, everybody, the consensus is that he did indeed make some of the most accurate stuff out there, but the headaches and the kind of Boy, the really bad stories we've all heard, man. It's weird. I'm glad that, say, for
Right.
instance, Chris Locke is out there and doing it, and
Right.
hopefully he's doing it undercover, and the lawyers aren't getting after him. But he does amazing work. He's the only guy I know that made a really accurate first album headstock, and he makes the only. And you guys have seen somebody else. I've never seen anybody else get the Bumblebee as it is pictured on the second album. That neck, the black headstock, the smaller Strat style headstock. He's got that down perfectly. I've never seen anybody else get that quite right, and he does.
I like the headstock on your black and white one better than mine. I'm gonna try to show you guys the headstock on mine. I don't know. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Just keep talking.
Okay. Then we're going to go on down. The fret ends on this thing when I first got it were terrible. They were horrible. I mean, it would almost cut your hand to play it, but I've kind of worn it down over the years with my my fingers. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks really good. You did the paint job yourself?
It's got. Do what now?
Did you do the paint job yourself?
No. This is all Duffy, every bit of it.
Oh, Duffy did it. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. And he did not get this stripe right. It's supposed to start like right here.
Which stripe is that? Is it the one that's on the top?
Yeah, the one where it starts right here on that top horn.
Mm.
He didn't get that right. But it's got a, can you guys still see it?
Yes.
It's got a Ping Floyd Rose on it, which I love that. I replaced the fine tuners with brass fine tuners just because I like that look. And it's got a Frankenstein humbucker in here. It's routed for, to be, it's got the other routes in here. I've actually got a piece of maple wood. It's just a chunk of wood up under this pickup, because the Frankenstrap pickup, it's got the short legs on it. It won't sit right. So I got a piece of wood up under there, holding this pickup to the correct height. But, I mean, it's my baby. I call it my first wife because this is always my go-to axe. It's a Northern Ash body, maple neck. The only real big difference in it and the original is this one's got a Floyd and, the original don't. But anyways.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Alan, I'm telling you, we got to see the Destroyer later.
Do what?
No, I'm talking to Alan. He muted his mic, but he has an actual Ibanez Destroyer that he refinished and actually made it look like Ed's before it became the Shark.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
white.
I'd love to see that.
So it's
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, it's white, exactly, and it's amazing.
nice.
Literally, probably one of my favorite one-off replicas anyone's ever actually done on the forums or anything like that.
Nice.
So yeah, and it inspired me to try to find an actual beat the hell Ibanez Destroyer, but you know how hard those are to find. And mint condition ones go upwards of $2,000.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's why you probably don't see that many people actually taking real Ibanez Destroyers and hacking them up.
Right, although there are some crazy people doing it, like that Japanese article where they showed how they
I
made
know,
one.
I saw that, yeah. I love that. Oh, man, I can't wait for this.
But yeah, this is I've done lengthy I think it just got a lot of traffic on ClassicVanHalen.com and VH Links, like the long story of putting together this Destroyer, and it started out as it was a guitar that had the original amber finish. After my research, I figured out that there really is no such thing as Carina. It's actually just a finish color name. And on the Ibanez, they used Sen. I know you guys have probably read a lot of this stuff already, but the finish was sort of an epoxy amber-colored finish that, as we all have seen on some of those older Ibanez destroyers, the finish chips really, really easily because it's almost like a hardened rubber cement type amber color thing on those old destroyers. And anyway, I really liked the sound and all of the great tracks that were played on the original Ibanez Destroyer, and as near as I could tell, and I think Greg Renoff backs me up on this, that the first album was likely recorded, using the Destroyer in its white painted phase. So anyway, the guitar that I got was I got it for $700. It was a circa 75, early 76 Ibanez Destroyer that had been kind of messed up a little bit. The guy put a Gibson sticker over the Ibanez logo. He put, I think there was I think they changed the pickups out to some higher output stuff. I ended up getting some original Super 70s that are potted. That is in the neck position. In the bridge position, I have a brand new Super Distortion, because that's basically what Mark Rocksta used on all of his demo clips, and really what I've found works the best with Mod 5 style amplifiers is the Super Distortion, so I went ahead and put that in here. As you know, Ed put a brass bridge on his Destroyer at some point. My reckoning, he did that, I believe, because I guess the first bridge that he had on there in chrome that was original to the guitar must have failed in some way. My baby is screaming her head off. And I think
I'm there, dude. I got a 2-year-old. I'm there.
You know how it is. She's 11 months. So she's doing her thing. But what I figured was that, the Ibanez guitars had metric components on them, and the only bridge that would slot right into a metric guitar would have been another metric bridge from another Ibanez instrument. And I know a lot of the Ibanez instruments, especially the Lawsuit guitars, had gold hardware, like the SGs and the Les Pauls had gold hardware. So I think Eddie might have swapped out a gold bridge and just threw that on there, which is why you see the gold versus the chrome tailpiece on his guitar. So I kind of matched that with this.
Let me say that headstock. I'm dying.
Yeah. The headstock, I did a little funny thing with this. I like the fact that, and you can see it in reverse there because of the camera, but I like the Ibanez logo a lot.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, it just is cool. That script logo was really, really cool. Found another, I think it's a different seller on Etsy who had, No, there was another company that I found online that can get the script logo Ibanez stickers, and if you guys want that, you can send me a message, and I'll give you their information.
You know the biggest thing about that logo that I liked is when you look at that logo, you have to kind of take a second take and look at it.
Right, because it's nothing like the Ibanez logo that we all know from the early '80s onwards.
Right.
But
I love that freaking headstock. Man, I don't know.
I love the white-black contrast, and I love that you have the actual truss rod cover, the correct one as well.
Yeah, that was a real bitch. I went through a lot to try to find that. This guitar took me probably like 2 or 3 years, just gathering the stuff on eBay. And the tuners, I ended up putting the D logo Schaller tuners like Ed had on the Frankenstein. Those were what was used on the NAMM prototype of the 1975 Ibanez Destroyers. So I figured, well, those are probably way better tuners than the Star tuners, which often failed, or so I've been told. Mm-hmm. The guy originally on the guitar, there were some Grovers, and there were Grover Minis on these that the guy had replaced. He didn't have the original Star tuners, and I was like, well, screw it, I'll put some really good D logo Schallers, and it'll still be kind of in keeping with what the original Ibanez Destroyers were.
What's like the profile on that neck? Is it big and fat?
It is really slim. It's one of the easiest guitars that
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I find it to be really slim. I want to say it's maybe like feels like maybe an SG or maybe a slim 60s Les Paul.
Wow,
of course
I love that.
yeah, it's you can really play, and of course the cutaway. You know, the deal with this cutaway is like you can play those really hard spread licks like the Ice Cream Man lick and the Take Your Whiskey Home lick really, really easily with this guitar, and it makes you understand why Ed used it for Take Your Whiskey Home. You know what I
Because
mean?
most of the Epiphone and Gibson destroyers that I played, well, it's Explorer, I'm sorry, but most of those necks on those things are wide and they're big and they're big and fat, and that's the reason I always kind of steered away from those.
Oh yeah, this is incredibly easy to play. I mean, really, I played a lot of Explorers, and it seems like an Explorer neck, like just an average Explorer neck to me. But I love this guitar. It's so smooth, and you can, of course, I changed a couple of things again. Like I put a white Tusk XL nut, and I use a lot of nut sauce, and you can do. This guitar was used for songs like Out of Love Again, or it was in the Shark phase when he supposedly recorded Out of Love Again with the Shark Destroyer.
Running with the Devil, my favorite song.
Running with the Devil, Jamie's Crying Rhythm track, On Fire, you know the rest of them. And it's just, I just love this guitar. There's something cool. It's almost like the Matthias Jabs type of thing, like the Scorpions, Destroyer, Explorer thing.
Can you do me a favor real quick? Can you just rake your fingers like in reverse against that bridge?
Oh, yeah. I made a clip of me
playing
Running with the I made a clip of me playing Running with the Devil actually, and doing that.
That is just so awesome.
It's crazy how it's so easy, and that's all it was, but it sounds so cool, and you add that reverb in there, and it's like, oh my god, that's the coolest thing ever,
It sounds like it's coming from hell.
Yeah, and it's funny when you think about it, the very first thing that anybody heard from Van Halen, at least on the first album, the very first notes of Ed's guitar is that rake across the bridge,
Right.
Sort of an iconic thing, I would say,
It's very iconic.
A lot of me putting this guitar together occurred because of Marvin Renning, the photographer, who has all of those great shots of the early days where he's playing the White Destroyer, he's playing the Sunburst Strat, he's playing, he's wearing the white pants with the bell bottoms and the black tuxedo jacket. He's got those great up close, wonderful pictures. Well, those pictures, I was the first person to see those pictures. He found the roll of film, the color roll of film, that essentially proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the guitar was white, not silver. It was white, and he has those really great. And you can go on eBay and get those shots. I encourage everybody to get them. They're such.
I've seen them.
Yeah, they're great, and they're dirt cheap to get copies of them. But I wouldn't have known, exactly that Ed had just put standard Strat knobs on the guitar. I was like, well, what the hell are those? He has the metal Gibson style arrow pointers on here, just like he does on the Frankenstrat on the first album. And then he's got the regular white Strat style knobs. And Marvin said that he talked to Ed at that time at that gig, said, what the hell are those knobs? What'd you do with the original knobs? He took those knobs and put them on the Strat, and took the knobs from the Sunburst Strat came on to the Destroyer. So when you look at those pictures, you'll see the sort of Gibson style knobs on the Strat. So I thought that was really cool. That whole experience of getting through to Marvin and seeing those pictures for the first time, it really was like, you could really shut down a lot of imbeciles online by going, look, here's previously unpublished color photos of the White Destroyer, and guess what? It's white. It's not silver.
Alan, are you a friend of mine on Facebook? Because if you're not, you gotta be. I don't know if you are or not.
Yeah, just send me a friend request, man. I've answered that. I sent a friend request to Johnny and Nick. I just, anybody wants to send me a friend request, you can see, all my guitars. I got a shit ton of.
Will you send me one? Mine's my thing is not a picture of my face. It's a LSU logo with a Van Halen logo. Please.
In fact, I remember seeing that as your avatar, like on Halen.com or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm from Louisiana, so the LSU thing jumped out at me.
Oh, cool. Are you in Louisiana?
I'm in Texas. I was living in Lake Charles for a lot of years, and I moved back to Houston. But I lived in Houston most of my life, and I'm back in Houston. But I'm originally from Lafayette. So.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Alan, hit me up on that too, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
fact, I don't understand why we aren't friends.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Yeah, we all should be. You know, the there's a lot of guys that that see my replicas and stuff, and or I'll answer questions that they post on like the Eddie Van Halen Facebook page or whatever, and they're like, well, who do you recommend to do your paint work or who, and I'm like, I try to send them to Nick as much as I can because he does incredible work. I say it all the
It's
time.
phenomenal.
To me, Nick is really one of the top 2 or 3 guys to ever make Van Halen replicas, and the other guys are really not making replicas anymore. And I got through. Nick was recommended to me by Jimmy with all the numbers behind the name, that username, everybody knows him. That guy is a fantastic guy, and I learned an awful lot about replicas and Ed's guitars from him, and he was the guy that turned me on to Nick, and I couldn't be more pleased with what Nick did with my guitar. One of the
Maybe
few
he's the
guys, Nick is one of the, dude, I'm telling you, I'm going to do an infomercial for Nick here because
Oh god.
he's got, he's one of those guys, he's got the mustache correct on the 78 Frankenstrat. That is so hard to
Well,
get
look
that
at my
little
wall.
mustache right, Yeah, there you go, man. You got it. You got it. But no,
You mean the
great
seagull?
Yeah, the seagull. Sometimes I call it a mustache. Some people call it the seagull. Yeah, Nick's seagull is just perfect. He's got it all. I mean, he's put a lot of work into a lot of instruments, and he's really for a young cat. He's really put a lot of time and effort into this and made some really amazing instruments. I love Nick's work, and I love to turn people on to him.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You
Is
bet.
David still digging out stuff
Yeah,
or what?
let's see some. I want some more Ripley's. That cloud is really turning me on there.
Yeah, here's the red cloud. I had to pull it back out real quick because it's on top of the blue one, but it's actually on the back and the front. If you can see, I may have too much light. I kind of moved the light forwards, but I don't know if I need to move it back.
It's kind of washing out there, but when it was laying down, we could see it real good.
Yeah.
I just got back. Did I miss the blue one?
No.
Everybody's dying for the blue.
I just can't believe Dave's closet.
Okay.
I know, it's crazy. It looks...
now, hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
Not even close.
No.
Oh, there you go. I could see it.
Yeah.
Really good. Right there. And you had it tilted up a little.
David, say something.
Yeah, this is the Steve Ripley Kramer that he built for me. And here's the back. Here's the neck. And the back. I could, if there's too much light, I'll turn the light down real quick.
It's a little much.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, the neck looks like it's maple and not painted. That's how bright
It
is.
looks white.
Yeah. Alan, I remember watching your Destroyer build on Metroram. That's a great build.
That Destroyer is killer.
Hey, thanks very much. I'm sitting here envious of that 5150. Is gorgeous, and man, that cloud, Jesus, that is amazing.
That is crazy.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to head out. My wife is getting ready to come home, and I don't want a divorce in my future. Shout out to Rob.
Okay.
Hey, Alan, make sure and send me a message or something, man. Seriously.
I sure will. And I believe, yeah, I'm friends with Johnny, so if you have trouble finding me or if I have trouble finding you guys, you can look at Johnny's friends list, and I'm on there, Alan Garber, ALLENGARBER, and you can catch me, and I'll sure be very happy to be friends with you guys.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, the cloud is looking better right there. I can see it better.
Here it is from the front.
Yes. Wow.
Nice.
Does anyone know how he does that paint scheme? Like how Ripley painted that?
I don't know.
I read somewhere online about the process. It's really not easy.
Because I
It looks
saw
like he painted it white and then just touched it with like the
Yeah.
paint on like cotton balls or something.
Because I've seen something similar, and what this guy did, he painted it white, and actually it wasn't the same color, but he painted it silver, and then he put a green, like a green
I actually
over
have
it.
all the paperwork that goes with it too.
And he took like saran wrap and he balled it up and he like splotched it, and when I saw that, it looked like the cloud.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's what I recall reading about.
If it ain't got pictures, I can't read it.
All right, let me pull the blue one out now.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, everybody's dying for the blue one. You're right, Teddy.
I thought I saw a blue one a while back on eBay. If I'm not, this was a couple years ago, but I think I remember seeing one.
I've never seen a blue Ripley. The only Ripleys I've ever seen are either black or white.
I've seen a white one before.
Here's the neck. You can see the neck really well.
Wow.
The back. Here's the back. You can actually see the grain of the wood if you can look real closely.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, then here's the front.
It's a trans blue. I thought it was
Right.
a metal flake.
Yeah, it's almost like a Lake Placid blue, but like
Yeah.
little strands. Yeah.
It's hard to get the better color on the lights, so it's kind of hard to get the light to do the proper color. But the batteries must be dead on it because I got the AB switch boxes and everything with it.
What kind of tuners are on that, David?
Looks like Schaller to me.
Shallers, yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
That would have been stock on all Kramers.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the time they were making those kind of Ripleys, they would have really had probably those Kramer stamped tuners like they had on the Strikers and stuff, right?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm...
No, not. I think that's got an 85. That's not a pointed headstock, right?
No.
That's 85.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll pull out a black one here in a second. The original one, like he did the photo shoot with.
Yes.
To see the
It's in
black
another
one now
case.
that you showed us.
Well, he did. Hey, you remember the guitar show he did? Well, that wasn't a Ripley. He did the guitar show. What kind of guitar was that Ed did with the guitar?
That was a Pacer Imperial.
Imperial. Okay.
Yeah. And he did not like that guitar.
Well, he said he loved the neck.
Yeah, he was full of shit.
Oh, okay.
Like half the stuff that he said.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that might be the right ratio, probably 50-50.
But here's a black one with the tilt back neck.
Hey, that's Johnny's guitar.
75.
Yep. I got actually
That's Johnny's guitar.
So I've got like 5 or 6 of these damn things laying around. This one actually we're working on the circuit board. Here's back of the circuit board. And
I got an address you can send one of those damn things to.
And I've got all the parts. This one I've got. Steve sent me the pots, the button tops. I've got it all apart. He sent me all the parts. I just haven't got to him the caps. I've got all the caps. The AB switch boxes in this one. I've got them all for every guitar. Here's the AB switch box. I mean the stereo switch box. Sorry, the right and left. So you got to have this to make it work stereo. Your guitar will go in here, and then you go out to the left channel, and the right channel your amps.
Right.
And I got the monster.
I got a question on all these Ripleys that's sort of an obvious question.
Yep.
do you have any of them tuned to the Top Jimmy tuning?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I could always tune one up.
God, that'd be the first thing I'd do if I had one. I'd tune it up to Top Jimmy and go right at it, you know?
What's the tuning on that, by the way?
D minor?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember what it is offhand. I have to look.
I think it's D minor.
Wow.
I've got one tuned to C. I've got a neck through. I've got a couple of neck throughs. The big neck through Wolfgangs. I just wished I had one with a Floyd on it, but they don't come with a Floyd for the neck throughs. But I got one tuned to open C. I use, so it's tuned way down.
Top Jimmy's to D-A-D-A-C-D.
You talking about Dadgad?
No, it's not Dadgad.
I don't know that it's open D minor. Let me look, because I know exactly what it is, but let me grab that.
It's D-A-D-A-C-D.
Man, this guy's got like a guitar warehouse or something. It's crazy.
He raided Kramer back in the day.
Hey, I wonder if he knows Dennis.
Have you guys seen this magazine?
What's that?
That Guitar Man?
The Super Manual.
Can't see it.
It actually come apart on me a while back, so hang on. It's called the Super Manual.
Why do we need
I got
why
this.
do we need the Super Manual if we could just see your stuff?
It's called the Super Manual, and it's got the Ripley. Now, talk
yeah.
to Steve about this one. He wants $15,000 for this one. But
For the Telecaster, like
the Telecaster Ripley.
What is that, Super Pluto it's called?
Yeah.
So that's one of the two prototypes that Ed had?
He still has it. Ed has 3 of them. Eddie has 3 of those Telly ones.
Oh, okay.
With 3 different pickup configurations.
Okay.
Cool.
And the one that he supposedly recorded Top Jimmy and Ripley and all that stuff with was the one where he's sitting there with the striped jacket on and the slingshot on the headstock.
I think it has 3 single coils on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why it sounded probably really stratty, I guess.
I've got some really good detail pictures of the 5150 talking about the old Welltail Floyd Rose and stuff, but it's all in Japanese. I had to get it translated. I write different languages and I get it translated. It actually talks about different mechanisms and talks about all the different tremolos at Yamaha, ESP, all the different ones. This is an older magazine. It's all written in Japanese though.
I think it was. I guess some of that was reprinted, or all of that was reprinted in the Guitar Man book.
Yeah, I'll pull those out in a second. Now this one is cool. It's got some old Steinbergs. You can see the old Steinbergs, and it actually has a Floyd Rose on one of the Steinbergs.
Oh,
Wow.
Really? Wow.
That's cool.
You can see that.
Let me ask a question. Why are those damn what were we talking about, that magazine? Why do they go for such big bucks? Yeah.
Beats the shit out of me. They're
Now,
great.
I scanned all of them and put them in PDFs. And here's another one. I'm sorry, you can see it now. That's another one.
Yeah.
I'll pull all the magazines out real quick. Okay, just hang on real quick. I got to pull them out.
Yeah, those are.
Jesus,
those
David,
are
we got to
fantastic.
talk.
Yeah, those are really awesome.
I know, but I can't see giving like 50, 60 bucks for one magazine. It's
Try
crazy.
75.
Yeah,
they're more expensive than that. I was lucky and got mine, I think, for maybe like 50 or 60 or something like that, maybe 75. But they were well worth it, I think.
Yeah.
But they were well worth it, I think.
Well, I think Here's that one.
Jeez.
I got this one too. I got this one scanned.
Yeah, I have that one.
That's on a PDF now. It's on the
That's the
one
one that has
drive.
the DVD of the guy doing the lessons.
I've got all kind of guitar magazines over the years. Now I'm trying to rip everything to PDFs. Like I've got that one.
I got that one.
I got the Young Guitar. That's the new one I think we talked about last year.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for taking the time and effort to put those in PDFs. I mean, it takes some doing, and I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, I use Adobe Standard, and I rip them together. Here's the drop D. I mean
Yeah,
a two
especially the Guitar Man.
2VH.
The Guitar Man
Drop
PDF.
drop to hell.
Drop to hell.
Yeah.
Now I've got a display of it in one of the magazines real quick. I'll show you how you can actually build it.
Wow.
I wonder what happened with that.
Here's another one. This is the one I want to paint.
was
I've got the guitar and
supposedly-
everything. I just want to paint it sometime. I just don't have the trim low. See, this one's actually in black. The other one's in brass, you see?
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
swapped it out, or they put another version on it, one of the two.
Cool. Oh,
Supposedly
yeah,
there was
on a
patent
sidebar, the
issues.
top Jimmy tuning is DADACD, so technically it's like a D7.
I need to get that tuning
Oh,
from you.
wow.
That's right.
Crazy.
Yeah, D7.
Yeah, DADACD.
All right. You need to message me that tuning, and I'll set the guitar up this week with it.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing, because you do have to do a complete setup on it once you've changed the tuning
Yeah. And I've got
Supposedly there was
in that tuning and have it set up just for that song, you know?
and what I'll do is I'll run some cabinets. I've got multiple cabinets because I run a right channel and a left channel on the cabinets. So
supposedly there was patent issues with the D2H trim. I think
Oh,
there was
really?
a McGregor that complained about it.
Huh.
There
I
was-
think you're right,
I was wondering
Daddy.
whatever
Some
happened to it.
Japanese video, and some guy had one on his.
here's the Guitar Man book.
Yeah, I have
you
that
seen
one.
that video?
All right. And then I've got this one. That's the other one.
They're great.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got another one somewhere. I gotta find it.
Those Japanese
there's a lot of
shots
patent
of the
issues.
1978 tour are so beautiful, man. Those are some of the best shots ever of that period.
Let me look real quick.
God, David's collection is endless.
Here's another
great.
one because I've got a whole bunch of guitar. I've got almost every Guitar World magazine from the early '80s on PDFs too on my NAS server, and I can pull them up on the NAS server. Because I don't really want magazines anymore because I have to scan every one of them into digital format, and it's a lot of work.
Is, and again, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I need to get some really good covers to protect them. But I really want to put these into like good sealing bags or seal them and then scan them and then seal them because digital will be so much easier to work with, you know. So
Absolutely.
because I've got a 32 terabyte NAS server I use as my backup for all my data, TV shows, movies, music, everything's on there. So, and I run it straight to my PS4 server as a stream the media server. I may have some more magazines. I'll have to dig around for a minute.
Hey, Johnny, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Hey, Johnny, thanks for bearing with me while I got hooked up on this. I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Yeah, I'm just doing some stuff around the house here.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure my baby doesn't burn down the house before my wife gets home.
I'm there.
Guys, here's
Yeah, by the
something
way, if you guys want to hit me up on Facebook, any one of you guys, just send me a friend request, and if you have any questions, or if I have any questions of you guys, we're a good knowledge base for each other, so it is cool to get hooked up that way for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Alan,
Yeah.
who painted the destroyer for you?
I have a guy in Beaumont, Texas. It's actually some brothers who do they're really luthiers, and they do amazing work. I mean, they
Great.
build like exact Les Paul replicas from scratch, and but they do most of my paint work. But I had them do a 77 black and white paint scheme on my old Clapton Strat, and even though these guys are really, really good, and they've done like red and white and black Frankies before that look good, they just couldn't get the black and white done right, and that's when I went to Nick, and Nick knocked my my black and white Frankenstein out of the park, man. But yeah, the guys that I have are in Beaumont, Texas, which is close to me. It was halfway between Houston and Lake Charles, and you know I could drive over there. They did my destroyer. They did a bunch of stuff for me, and they are great. If anybody wants them, I can hook you up with them too. They do a lot of cool work. They're called the Jagno Brothers, Jagneaux, Jagno Guitars. But that was the trick with the destroyer. I wanted it to be white.
The
so
EUX
again,
is Cajun.
That's, you bet it. They aren't. I'm really Cajun, and they're not really. But yeah, they live in Beaumont, and they've had a business going for quite a while, and they really do great work. But I had them paint my destroyer in just the white rattle can, and again so that it would not age, so that it would not get yellow like Nick's Holy Grail Kramer there. I wanted it to be white, so it would look exactly like it looked in those great pictures from Marvin Rinning, and it looked just like the guitar looked when Ed used it to record the first album. So I had them just paint it, and then we did some buffing, just some wax buffing, and the paint has held up great. It does not flake off. It looks fantastic, and it's just as white as can be. And that white against the the black of the pickup rings and the black on the Ibanez headstock logo. It just looks totally awesome.
Yeah, it's killer.
I wish you guys could play it because it looks cool as hell, but it sounds great and it feels great too.
I would love to play it. I mean, the fact that it's got a thinner tapered neck on it, I mean, that's insane because I always imagined, because I mean, you see from time to time, you'll see a 76, destroyer on eBay, and they won't, god awful amounts of money for it. But I was just, always scared that, they had the kind of bigger necks on them, like the destroyers do that they make nowadays, which they make a 84, I think it's called like a 84 reissue.
Yeah, a bolt-on neck.
Yeah, where the neck, it's more tapered, it's thinner.
There was one about like 2 months ago that sold on eBay, and it was just like a body and neck of the destroyer. It was completely stripped down, but it was a real Ibanez. Like, it still had the decal on the headstock, and someone tried refinishing it terribly. No pickups, no anything. And I think like the final bid was like $700.
I think I saw that. It's been a while back, but I think I did see that.
Just like a husk body.
Hey guys, Robin Crosby, the guitar player from Rat?
Gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, dude. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
There's a story on, you have to go and find it because I listen to Eddie Trunk on Sirius radio a lot. It's in my truck in my car. But sometimes I have to go to YouTube because I miss out on some things. I work so much. But there's an interview with Stephen Piercy talking about the book of Rat. Now, it talks about Robin Crosby back years ago. See, him and Eddie Van Halen were huge friends with each other back in the early mid-'70s.
Wow.
Okay, well, the story is, and I thought maybe you guys already knew about this. Stephen Piercy talks about this. Robin Crosby bought a guitar from Eddie Van Halen. It was a Destroyer. and it was in his van. Robin used to have a van out in L.A. when they played a lot, because Stephen Crosby and Tiny Katane came from San Diego. They grew up together. They were good friends with each other and everything. They both came from San Diego up to L.A. to make it big in music. Okay, well.
Did not know that either.
Yeah, that's Tiny Katane is all over the. You have to read about Tiny Katane, about the OJ and all that stuff, because OJ was so jealous of Robin Crosby, and it's all about the book. Because he went up to Tiny Katane one time and asked, why is Robin Crosby got so many women after him? And she states in the book, if I tell you, it will break your ego, because of what his nickname is. Okay, well, back on the story. The story is. And you have to listen to Eddie Trunk about this, because they talk about it. The singer for Rat.
Stephen
Pearcy.
Steve Pearcy. He states that after Eddie gave him the guitar, he bought it for like $300. Eddie had problems with the Destroyer, and so Robin got it, and he was using it in the band. Well, the guitar was stolen out of his van one night, and it's never been found ever. So you got to understand, there's a guitar floating around. It used to be Eddie Van Halen's, that's probably somewhere in the world that used to be his and Robin Crosby's.
Wow. Is it that black one? Is it the black one?
They didn't describe it. He just told about the story, but I never did go into deep research yet. But it's on YouTube. If you get a chance, I'll have to find it one of these nights, because I listen to these at night when I'm sitting there coding all the time. I'll listen to them in the background when I'm writing software. But it was a really good detailed story, and he didn't describe what color the guitar was.
Wow, that's really cool.
Guys, let me show you this neck I just got off of eBay about a month ago.
Robin Crosby is an awesome rhythm guitar player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or I should say
Guys,
I'm sorry.
I was searching eBay about a month ago, and there was this. It was probably like 12 o'clock at night, and I saw a neck. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. The guy was asking like $150 for it, and I messaged him, got right back to him, like, I'll give you $100 for it right now, and he's like, sure. So here's the neck, and if you see, it came with Gatto crowns on it.
Wow.
Came with the crowns on the neck, right? It also
nice.
Came with a string retainer. Came with a string retainer and a locking nut, right? So
let's see the nut.
The locking nut came with absolutely. Yeah, I have the nut. The locking nut came with no. It didn't have any of the clamps, unfortunately. But I turned it around, and you see those? Those are all hand tooling marks.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that nut should have the clamps with the humps on it.
It should have had the hump.
Yeah, I've got them on. I've got them on several of my guitars.
Yeah. I just wish it had the humps so badly.
You can get them.
Here's another nut. And then this is the common day, made in Germany nuts.
Yeah, those are cool.
Nice for $150. You can't beat that.
For $100, because
$100. $100.
There you go.
Yeah.
They're the humps.
Yeah, and then this is one with the numbers on the back.
Well, that's a
the Fernandez.
Fernandez. Yeah, that's about $200 as well.
Yeah. Oh, I paid like $2 for this one.
Oh wow.
You.
Here,
Hefner crashed. Watch, he'll come back and say, I'm back.
Here's the width difference. It's a lot shorter than you would think. The size of the Fernandez nut is probably the size of a normal Floyd string block. But the Fernandez nut, I got the place I used to go to for lessons. This guy had a basement just full of parts, Like, and most of them were like crap stuff. He had some good stuff down there. So I go down there from time to time just to look around, and on one of the guitars was that nut. Actually, it was just on a neck. There wasn't even a body. And I brought it up. I'm like, how much do you want for this? He's like, give me $2 for it. I'm like, okay. And I walked out very happy.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's it's in all Japanese, but here's a template of the Kramer guitar neck. The old one.
Before.
Nice.
Yeah,
There's
that one's really cool. Oh, you also have some
David,
Scorpion
show that
stuff in
again.
there.
I'm sorry. Can you show that one more time?
Yeah, it's all in Japanese, but here is a template of the Kramer dimensions on the neck. Can you read that, or do I need to change the lighting around?
No, that's fine. Oh, that's the beak.
Yeah, the beak.
Yeah, it should be wide and thin.
Yeah.
He hated that neck.
Here's some more stuff. Here's the Kramer Pacer, and here's all the dimensions for it and stuff.
David, you're a regular goddammit.
And I've got more. I just got to dig through. So.
Okay, Hefner's coming back. Watch, he's gonna
David,
say,
you ever do an
"Sorry, I'm
inventory
back."
check?
He's gonna say, "I got a
Here
question."
we go.
I'll be right back.
There you guys are. Sorry, I dropped out. I don't know what happened. My phone just locked up or something. I don't know.
David Nesdal used the Force. He forced you out.
Cool.
You know, I got to tell you something. I'll tell you something kind of funny. Christmas Eve one night, I went to midnight mass. I'm not a very religious person, but my then girlfriend, you know, she was a Catholic, so we went to midnight mass. And you know, at the end of midnight mass, you got to shake. You stand up and you shake the person's hands that's next to you, and they say, "Peace be with you." Well, this older gentleman says, "Peace be with me, peace be with you" to me, and I said, "And may the force be with you." And he was stumped. He didn't even know what to do.
Here's a breakdown of one of the Gibson Explorers and the dimensions on it.
Nice.
And the electronics. Here's some of the electronics. Here's the
What's that
schematics.
Scorpions picture you got?
I need to scan these in a printer and put them on PDF eventually.
Can I see the Scorpions Explorer?
Yeah, I saw that.
Which one's this
Yeah,
one?
that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I need to scan these things. Here's a Les Paul Custom John Sykes guitar. Probably one of John Sykes' models.
White Snake.
Really
Love that band.
Here's a Warren D. Martini guitar.
Snake?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's the cross swords.
Yeah, cross swords.
I used to own one of those.
And here's a ESP, old one back in the 80s.
That's an ESP.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
Is that
loudness
loudness?
guitar.
Yeah, loudness. Let's see here. What else
You're
do I
building a
have?
time machine back there, aren't you, Dave?
I
You're
swear.
building something, a transporter, something.
He already-
Take
I
me
know you
with
got
you.
the schematics. You got them somewhere.
David, the good thing is, if anyone tries to rob you, you would be home before they even got half of the stuff in the car.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
If you were to get robbed,
Yeah.
you would have been home by the time they even loaded half of the stuff up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Stuff
That's why you have to have surveillance cameras everywhere.
up.
Yeah, you know he's a twin, right?
He's not a
Yep.
twin. He's got a robot that looks just like him. He's,
Yeah, it's standing
You know,
guard.
like on the $6 Million Man, he's got like one of them fembots, but one that's for a male.
Here is a picture of the Rockinger trim low right there.
Oh wow.
Oh
Do you
wow.
have one of those?
If you can see it, I can move it down. Let me somebody move it down because I was trying to show guitars earlier. Sorry.
Do you have one of the rocking girls?
No, I don't. But here's the diagram of one. I'll try to.
Rob does. He was here earlier. He's got one.
Those pop up so, like, those are hard to find.
They don't work.
The brass ones. Oh yeah, of course they don't work.
I'm trying to see if I got an Ibanez. I thought I had Ibanez Destroyer in here.
Everyone just wants one for the purple pacer. That's what.
Yeah, really. I mean, you'd be way better off going. You'd be way better off going with a gold Floyd.
Yeah.
There's Ingve. There's another good one of Ingve. And I was telling Nick a while back, my best Ingve album was Steeler in '83 when he come over from White Barney, and I loved what he did in Steeler compared to some of his other stuff.
I don't know. I never did get into Yngwie all that much. I mean, it was just, I don't know, it was just too much, too fast.
Did I ever? I never told you guys about my Yngwie story, right?
Nope.
Well, I used to work at Manny's Music in Manhattan back in the '90s.
Cool.
And anyone who was anyone used to go in there to shop. So one day I'm on the phone. In the middle of the guitar department is this area that had all the pedals and stuff, and it was a showcase with a little door, and there's showcases all around you. So I'm sitting there and I'm on a phone with a really good customer of mine, and Yngwie comes in, and he with his pointing finger he jams me in the chest, without saying anything. So I look up at him, and I kind of motion to him like, I'll be with you in a second. And I get back to my phone call, and he, again, like, pokes me really hard in the chest, and he says, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "I know exactly who you are. Wait till I'm off the phone, and I'll help you."
Wow.
So, yeah, he was just a rude asshole. So, yeah, so there's my Yngwie story.
Wow.
Okay, I found it. Here's the story. It's all in Japanese about the Floyd Rose guitar. The Floyd Rose tremolo. It talks about the really original early Floyds, and it shows some of the old ones.
Cool.
And then it shows you the dimensions, and it talks about the raised lettering right here. And it gives you the information about the saddles and everything else.
I was talking to someone at Floyd Rose here a while back, and they thought this is very early into Floyd, but they thought early on that brass was a tone sucker, not that it provided good tone. They thought it took away from tone. And that's why on a lot of the early ones, they use stainless steel as opposed to brass. Am I right on that, David?
Which David, you asking me? You asking me?
Yeah. Have you ever heard that?
I've never heard that from the guys at Floyd, but that was the consensus in the 70s. Brass was no good.
Right.
But it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Here is the lock nut. If you see it, there's a really good picture of the lock nut, and it shows the round I was talking about earlier, and it's got the hump saddles at the top and the two bolts. It doesn't show it from the bottom, but that's the top picture of it. And this is probably in '82 or '83, maybe something like that, because it shows you the production articles of the old Floyds, and you can see this has got the whale tail on it because it rides back like on my guitar on the 5150, like that one.
Yeah.
Then here's the Kaler systems too. It talks about Kalers and stuff. So.
How is that correctly pronounced? Is it Kaler or a collar or
Kaler?
Kaler. Okay. I didn't have a freaking clue.
They also got Floyd Rose information on how they set them up. I got to translate all the Japanese stuff, but it talks about the dimensions. So you can actually use these as a CNC template in some ways.
Like for the post and stuff?
Yeah, well, to machine the plates.
Oh.
So, like the original ones were actually machined. They weren't cast. They were actually machined, the very first ones.
Dave, I don't know if you mentioned this to anyone or if you talked about it already since I came in late. But have you done anything? Have you
Not yet.
gotten any whale tails yet?
No, I'm
that
still
you've
working
made?
on. I've got a casting company in not far from here, but I've got to send the unit up to them. I talked to Machine Shop. They told me they can do it for $900 per unit, but they have to,
Wow.
it's all machined. Every one of them are machined. They're not casted. But he told me I sent an email to the guy about a month ago, but I've been so busy with my job. He never replied back. I need to send an email to him this week and ask him about the casting because I'll send him the original unit and he can build a sand cast out of it and he can cast me the metal. But I haven't got back yet. I'm still working on that.
That's insane.
Have you guys seen that new Floyd that's supposed to work on
A fender?
like yeah.
On a Gibson, you mean?
No.
No.
There's one.
No.
There's
Go ahead,
one-
Dave.
Yeah, like the fender style bridges. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. It's gonna be dive only. No pull up.
That's cool.
That's the only way I'd use it. I don't like pulling up.
Me neither.
Here's the Fernandez tremolo.
On my Strat, I like to pull up.
Here's-
Not on any EVH guitar though.
Yeah.
On my Fender, I like the tremolo to float a little.
Cool.
I don't know.
I don't see the tremolo you're talking about, Dave. Is it like one of those Brad Gillis ones?
Fernandez model.
I don't see it.
See, it says Fernandez.
No, your screen is blank.
Oh, really?
No, I see him.
I see.
I see him.
I see it.
Well, then I don't know what's going on here.
I'm green.
Don't you laugh at me. I'll come right to California, Johnny.
Jimmy, you can't see me.
Give me Johnny.
This week, what I'll do is I'll scan this magazine because I've had it for a long time. It's the super manual, but I will scan it and put it in PDF this week. But it's a Fernandez. It shows you the Fernandez unit and the dimensions on it, and then it talks about the setup of the different type of nuts. They show like all the different adjustment nuts and everything. They're pretty cool, like the old Area Pro 2 systems.
David, do you have a EVH Ernie Ball Music Man?
Yeah, it's in a case.
Why wouldn't
What
he?
color?
It's amber. It's a really high flamed amber.
Okay.
What's your favorite color in those?
I don't know if I can dig it out tonight because it's in a safe.
No, that's cool.
My favorite color on those are green.
Green, yeah, green's nice. I love the purple.
The green one,
I tried
when you
to
have a
hook you-
nice quilt. Yeah, he
I
wants
tried to
$8
hook you
grand
up
for his
on one.
guitar.
I know he's
I
crazy.
know.
That's crazy.
He wants $8,000 for that guitar, and although it's new looking, it's not pretty.
It's Doug. You know, Doug's got like
Yeah.
all the EVHs and all the Wolfgangs. He's got like everything.
I
He's
know.
got one of
He's got
every
it all.
color in 3 or 4. You know.
Yeah, but you
But
know,
that's
he wants way
crazy.
too much.
Yeah.
Way too much money
Yeah.
for that guitar. I'd think about it at about $3,000. I'd think about buying it, but not $8,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, you couldn't play it because if you took it out in light, it'd probably fade.
What's that?
Well, sunlight, yeah. It'll fade.
I didn't hear what you said, Half.
I was talking about you know, if you took it out, took that green one out in the sunlight and played it, it'd fade.
Oh yeah,
Fade
yeah.
instantly.
I mean, I would have been so pissed if I would have spent like Johnny did, $1,700-$1,800 on a guitar, and it faded on me. I would have been. I bet you back in the day they had their phones blowing up.
Yeah, there's a big post about the Music Mans. They used a bad lacquer and it made all of them fade.
I have a buddy that works for Gibson. That probably has, I don't know, 300 guitars, and he's got a lot of the Music Mans. And he showed me He showed me he had a purple one and it was the most gorgeous color, faded. I mean, I've never seen a guitar that color. It was beautiful.
Oh wow.
There was
The
one on
pur-
eBay that I saw like 2 weeks ago, and it was purple, and it wasn't faded at all. It was like the deepest purple you will ever see on like one of the new bands.
I've seen that one.
It was the
And-
one I saw was purple. It was almost like a dark orange. It faded to. It was just insane. I'm like, you couldn't, if you wanted to paint a guitar that color, you couldn't find that color.
Yeah.
You can't.
I want to get one of the EX Access guitars because they're the same damn thing. They were built in Japan. They were assembled in Japan. They're the same guitar.
Yeah.
And they have the toggle switch in the same spot.
Yep.
But those are a lot too. Those are like 1,800 also.
No, those go for like, I've seen them go for no more than like 1,200, 1,300 at the most.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You just have
they were
to look at the right place.
If you're going to spend that much money for a Japanese guitar, I would just get an Axis, a used Axis for the same price. I was recently in the Nashville Guitar Center, and there was a purple one in there for $1,200 used.
Mhm.
Well, I want the toggle switch on the bottom horn.
Yeah, I think it's better on the lower horn too, just for access wise.
Well, it's out of the way because you could accidentally hit that when you're going for the volume.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it on my OLP all the time because it's the same way as an Axis. It's right there by the volume.
And that's why Ed has the new Wolfgang, so the toggle switch just flipped. Because he would hit it and it would always go up. Like on the new Wolfgangs, how the toggle switch is flipped around, so up is for the bridge.
Well,
Right.
it's always been that way. It was that way on the Peavies too.
Mhm.
Was it like that on the Ernie Balls?
No.
No?
No. Just on the Peavies and on the new EVHs.
Yeah, because since he moved it to the top horn, it's been like that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get that Ernie ball out real quick if I can.
Oh, sweet. That would be awesome.
Let me see if I can get it out real quick.
Hey, David, how heavy is your Rude guitar?
My Rude?
Yeah.
It's pretty light, actually.
Really?
Probably 7 pounds.
Okay, I was gonna guess 6. You said light.
Yeah, it's not so bad. 7 pounds, I think, is still light. My Rasta guitar is a tiny bit heavier.
Oh wait. Oh, what did I say?
You said Rude.
I said. Oh, okay. I meant the last.
Oh, my Rasta,
Okay.
yeah, it's maybe about 7.5 pounds.
Okay.
My Frankie's about 9 pounds.
Was it Northern Ash?
Body.
Yeah, it's Northern Ash.
Yeah.
That's why.
My Frankie weighs a ton also. It's just
Hey, where's
normal.
Nick? Is he still here? Is Nick gone or is he still here?
Nick's gone.
I think he's gone.
Oh, you left? Okay.
Yeah, I guess I can't call him, I suppose.
No, I mean, it's okay. I didn't know if he was still here or not.
No.
That's just amazing, you know?
How many knobs are on that Ripley Pelly anyway?
Well, probably a volume and 2 tones, or maybe a volume for each guitar, for each pickup maybe, and then all of the pan pots. So there's
That's
6.
insane.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy looking.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Because I'm gonna look up a picture of it right now.
Hey Johnny, go ahead and tell your Ripley story. I don't know if everybody else knows it. I know it, and I'm pretty sure David knows it. But
I
Yeah,
don't.
My Ripley story?
I'd actually like to
Yeah.
see Johnny. I don't like looking at his avatar. Not
yeah,
into
I
looking
want to
at
see
his
you,
avatar.
Johnny. Right.
John, I haven't seen you the whole video.
I was younger and better looking back then.
He's probably eating. That's what it is.
Or naked.
I doubt it. I doubt that.
I'm eating naked.
You probably
Oh,
would see
wow.
me naked before you see me.
No,
just
no.
that
I know.
you
I'm
bought your
sorry. You
phone
guys haven't
call.
seen me this whole time. I haven't even been in here this whole time. I've been doing all kinds of chores around the house and stuff.
Didn't you
Some
buy your
host
Ripley
you
at a
are.
pawn shop?
I know. What?
You bought your Ripley at a pawn shop.
At a what? Pawn shop.
Didn't you? Yeah, didn't you buy it at a
Yeah.
pawn shop?
Yeah. I saw it at this pawn shop in Oakland, California, in 1995, and it had been sitting there for quite a while, like months and months. And this is back, 21 years ago when nobody wanted Kramers.
Sure.
You could find them in every pawn shop. Every pawn shop was full of them. Nobody wanted those things. So I walked in there one day, I saw it, knew what it was, and thought, oh, that's cool, And then, happened to go back. Some months later, it was still there. So I decided, I'll get it because I knew what it was.
How much did they want for it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I got it for $350.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is the serial number on it is number 5.
Oh yeah. I remember you. I
Yeah,
remember
which
you saying
I
that.
don't know if that means anything or not, but
I'm pretty sure it does. That is ridiculous.
Guys, you were talking about Ingve before. I actually have a funny Ingve story that was told to me. A good friend of mine his wife was one of the backup singers for Richie when he went to Rainbow. And the other backup singer was Richie's wife, right? So this guy has been invited to Richie's house before, and he actually played the white Strat that was Richie's famous white scalloped Strat. And he was
With the reverse headstock?
Yeah, he's actually good friends with Richie. But so Richie, because Ingve is really influenced by Richie, and a lot of people know that. But and Richie actually told him that.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's nice. Richie actually told him that he thought that Ingve was a creep, and he told him that one time Ingve asked Richie about like some stupid thing that Richie
David, you gotta talk.
Richie wore on tour one time.
It's all right. Let him finish, and I'll talk.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to listen to both.
And Richie he asked Richie about a wristband that Richie wore on tour one year, and he wore it for the whole tour. So Ingve was obsessed with this wristband, and Ingve actually went out and he found this exact same wristband that Richie wore on this one tour, just so he could say that he had something that Richie had.
Oh wow.
I don't know. It's like the funniest, weirdest story I've heard.
That is crazy.
He actually still talks to Richie, like his obsessed. Even Ingve's obsessed. Ingve's obsessed with Richie as we are obsessed with Ed.
That's crazy.
Okay, here's my EVH Music Man.
That is crazy flame.
This thing is. I don't think I've ever played it really. Maybe once. It shouldn't. It's got one scratch probably on the back of it, or two really. But that's the back. Here's the front. I gave $1,600 for this thing in 1998 at a guitar show here in right outside of Nashville.
Man, that is sick.
I saw it and I thought I gotta have it, so I went and asked. It was at a guitar show right outside of Nashville. We have like 3 or 4 of them a year, and I asked him about it, and he's like, "Well, I got this on a trade," and it's like, "Okay, cool." So I ended up giving him. That was on a Sunday, and I went and bought it on a Tuesday afternoon, and it's been in the case pretty much ever since. And I love this thing. This thing's awesome. Now I've got another one I'll show you in a minute. I've got one that I need to build. It's just like this one, but I need to build it.
What is it? A real Music Man neck
Yeah.
and body and everything?
You won't believe the bird's eye on the neck. It's around here somewhere. Hang on, I'll have to find it.
Wow, yeah, that's really nice, man.
That is sick.
It's really cool.
You ever seen those tremolos when they're on eBay? When those tremolos are on eBay, the Music Man tremolos, they go for like $500-600.
Yeah.
Just for
No
the
way.
tremolo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Just because you never see them.
I destroyed mine.
These have offset saddles on it. If you know what I'm talking about, meaning when you this is actually a prototype Ed tried to come out with. He had a patent on it. That's what the guy from Music Man told me. That's why these things are so rare. If you look down, see the strings are deslacked, but if you actually look down in there, you can actually turn the bolt up underneath because it has offset saddles. That's what made those things so unique.
That's why I think that doesn't that have something to do where you can't take all the strings off at once when you tune it? I mean, when you change strings, you got to do it one at a time.
No.
No.
You can absolutely take all the strings off.
I don't. You've read that.
You know what? You know why people say that? People
Why is
say
that?
that because most tremolos are floating, and if you take all the strings off at the same time, it takes forever to get the guitar back in tune.
Right.
That's why they tell you to do one at a time.
Right.
But if you're having Floyd sitting on the body, it acts like a regular Strat. You can take them all off.
That made sense to me. I never knew why people said that about those guitars, but
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, and I told you, "Oh, I've taken my neck off,
right,
and thrown it
yeah,
on the ground and stuff." And to me, it was like nothing.
right. And then
But
when people have told me that, I'm like,
Yeah, my bridge though, like that's on his, the original one, mine, because my hands get wet when I play, and so mine eventually rusted, and the saddle for the low E string, the low E or the high E or maybe even both of them, most of my saddles got so stuck. Just to change my strings, I'd have to get like a teeny Allen wrench and a hammer and tap it to move the saddle or to move the block back.
I've always wondered why yours has got an original Floyd. If you just wanted to switch it out for the hell of it, or what?
Yeah, no, I had to just so I could play it.
Gotcha.
And the action of mine's all messed up now, but I'm used to it though. I've played it like that for years. Nesdal knows what mine looks like.
Yeah.
He's seen it.
Horror show.
He actually helped me kind of set it up a little bit recently.
David, what is that body?
Yeah, I helped him set. It frets out.
Yeah, mine frets out on the top. One of the top frets, one of the strings. I have to get it fixed.
Planed. Dang.
Okay, I've got another one here. This is a project I've had for about 10 years.
What's wrong with you?
It's a neck.
Yeah.
It's a bird's eye maple neck, and it's hard to
bird's eye.
see. That's the
Wow.
back. And here's the
Jeez.
Well, let me see that headstock.
Oh, it's right here.
It's natural, isn't it?
Yep. It's bird's eye maple top. I mean, it's beautiful. It's going to get you better light.
No,
Is that
that's
a-
good.
Ernie ball neck?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
And
David, is that a real Ernie Ball neck?
it was supposed to be. That's what the guy told me when I bought it from him. I paid $250 for the neck.
It looks like it. It looks
And-
like
Yeah,
it.
it looks
It's just
Oh,
like the
the
top
paint
is
sanded
sanded.
off. Looks like
What's the
paint
body
is
made
sanded
out
off.
of?
Now
What's
it's
the body
it's all
made
ready
out
to go. I just need to put it together. Now the body's different because the body is actually koa wood, or how do you pronounce it? It's from Hawaii.
One sec, up here.
Koa.
Koa. It's
Koa.
Koa.
That's what he told me online. and
Yeah,
it's
that's
all ready.
pretty.
I got the jacks all set up, the connections. I've got a Music Man EVH tremolo for it, offset saddles and everything for it.
Where'd you get that tremolo?
Off eBay years and years ago.
How much did you pay for it? If you don't mind me asking.
Probably about $250.
I would have figured
$3
more
million.
No, $250.
I would have figured more than that.
Yeah, that was about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I've got it somewhere in my
what do you
case.
got-
I've got almost stuff in Ziploc bags ready for each build. I have to dig it out and find it, but I'll find it in a little bit.
What's that body made out of? Do you have any idea?
He told me it was made out of that koa wood.
Oh, koa. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
And they were.
What's that newfangled stuff?
Now he told me, this is the guy who told me because I was talking to him online about it. He said he was a builder at Music Man, and he said they were coming out with this experimental stuff, but Ed didn't like it, and when the contract ended, they had all this stuff extra, is what I heard.
That's
And
where your that's where your EX Axis guitars come in because they were all sent to Japan.
but I bought this years and years ago. I've had this thing probably 10, 12 years at least. You know, the neck and body. That's something I want to get to one of these days.
Well, let me know when you want to build it.
Yep.
Send it up to me.
And it's awesome. I want to put this thing together one of these days. I got the humbucker. I got everything for it. And I'll pull out the case. I've got the EVH standard arch top that was in a fire in Chicago, and I've got to put that one together eventually. I'll show it to you in a second. And I've got all the
Good luck
parts.
with that 7-ply binding.
Yeah. I'll show it to you in a second.
Good luck with the 7-ply binding on that thing.
Well, if he did it like Ernie Ball does, the Ernie Ball's
No.
is liquid.
I'm good, thanks, Ted.
It's not actual binding.
Yeah.
That's so
Well,
genius of them to do that, where you don't have to glue all that stuff. It's just liquid.
It's like poured in.
Yeah.
What are you guys using for your distortions now? Distortion pedal or overdrives?
I use a rat.
Is that just for like everything or like EVH mostly?
Oh, not for EVH at all. No,
yeah.
no, for EVH, I mean, what you want is the 5150 MXR overdrive. That's
You
what you
like it?
want. That thing's amazing.
Yeah, because I have one of these. It's Boss OD1, and they don't make these anymore. It's like
Ah, cool.
like 81. This pedal's
Uh-huh.
great. If any of you could get one of these, this pedal's amazing.
I even think
And I just started.
I even think the Orange Boss distortion is good.
I've
It just
never used
It just
one.
depends on what
I've
you
never
play it
used
through. If you play it through like a great amp, it actually sounds good.
They don't make these anymore, though. I wish they did. They make the I think it's an OD2 now. They don't make a one anymore.
Yeah, me myself. I mean, I write my own stuff, and I mainly use like fuzz boxes, fuzz
Oh,
stuff.
do you want to see a cool fuzz box? Here, let me pull
Sure.
it out real quick.
Sure. Yeah, I usually use like the Zvex Fuzz Factory, the Rat. Eric Broadbent is messaging me. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know if you're watching this, Eric. Yeah, I'll send you that. Yeah, I use the Zvex Fuzz Factory. I use the Rat. I use
This is a salad fuzz.
I use the Big Muff Electro-Harmonics. What is that?
Shallow.
A Schaller Fuzz?
Yeah.
Dang.
Schaller made pedals back then.
Yeah. Whoa, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really, I haven't seen that. You should make a video. Do a video review of that thing.
It actually needs work. It needs work. It cuts out.
Uh-huh.
So I'll take it to my amp and pedal guy.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to hear, man. That's really cool.
The finish on it is crazy. It's like, I don't even know. Here, like, just look at it. It's like a gunmetal kind of finish. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
David, are you building like a treehouse? What's going on?
He's going through his cases saying, nope, not that one.
God,
Nope, not that one.
I hear him hammering like he's building like a staircase to get down to where he needs to go.
Yeah. No, he's going through cases, and he's like, nope, not this.
They've already seen 30 of these already. Oh,
Look at me. I'm like one of those old radio announcers. I got the mic. I'm holding my like this. The reason I'm doing that though is because I broke my headphones. They busted. So I'm like, I'm screwed. All my headphones are broken. These are broken.
Weren't you just wearing those in the last video?
I was, and then in this video I broke them. They busted. And I've had these. I love these headphones. I've had them for 11 years. Now they're all
broken.
gone. Now they're all broken. Yeah, see, it's you know. Yeah. Hopefully Nam has a drawing for headphones, and I'll win the drawing.
Or you could just go to Guitar Center.
Yeah. Actually, well. Yeah. I think I got these at Best Buy. I think. But it was a long time ago. Long time ago.
How many days till NAM?
Less than 2 weeks.
Johnny, you're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
David, are you?
No, I can't make it.
I'm not going either.
Oh, wait. Less than 2 weeks. What am I saying? Less than a week.
It's a guitar case. What's in this case?
Well,
Just a little over a week.
Somewhere I'm trying to show you, but it's just like this one, but it's actually in the fire. This is a U.S. model, arch top. It's a solid black one, but I got one just like it, ready to be. I got to put moldings on, bindings on it.
Wait, didn't you just show us this like an hour ago?
Yeah, it might have been.
That was another one that burnt. That was got
Well,
busted.
that one I've got to. There's one in the case. It's all stripped down, ready to be painted and stuff.
He showed us an hour ago, and it took him like 10 minutes to find it. Even though he pulled it out like 20 minutes ago. That's how many guitars he has. He loses them in like seconds.
Wait, next he'll show us the red Ripley again.
No, it'll take him 20 minutes to find it. That blue Ripley is crazy.
Oh man, yeah, this is like deja vu. We were sitting here the same. We did a video like this 9-10 months ago, and it was the same thing.
Yeah. Did he show off all of his Floyd Roses yet?
Yeah, that was in the beginning.
That was the very beginning.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Now that I'd like to see again.
I feel like he's holding out on us. I feel like he has like 20 more.
He does.
Yeah.
He's got guitars.
Hey, David.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Nesdall. David Allen.
Yeah.
Hey, that the post you put on Facebook the other day of Eddie's Cherry Burst Amber special, the one with the sustainer in it.
Yeah.
Was that the original?
The white one?
Was
Or
that,
oh, I don't know. That's in Japan. They want $2,100.
okay.
They want $2,200 for it.
No, that's not Eddie's.
That's not Eddie's?
No.
Okay.
I probably
If it was Eddie's, it'd be about 50 grand.
Well, I was just wondering. I mean, nobody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it was his, it'd be broken, wouldn't it? Didn't he?
No, he broke his green one.
Yeah, it broke the green one.
But no, but at the end of the Catherine video, he drops it on the ground. Wasn't
Yeah,
it
oh
the
yeah,
guitar?
but he didn't break.
No, he didn't drop. It didn't drop. It didn't break when it dropped.
Yeah, he just dropped it. It didn't break.
It was never seen since.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's a nice guitar though. Somebody was messaging me on was it Instagram, saying that they wanted to buy a PV Wolfgang, and they're asking me what color I liked. You know, out of the two they could pick from, it was the amber one and the cherry burst one. And I said, oh, the cherry burst one, that's, you know, similar to what Eddie actually played. You know, and
Right.
they had no idea. They didn't even know that. So they were like, oh, cool, thanks for letting me know. And that's probably the one they'll get. You know.
I
Although
know
his-
in '04 he played the Tobacco Burst and the 5150 with the Charvel neck.
Mhm. And the cherry.
Yeah, he played
And
cherry
the cherry, yeah.
mostly.
Yeah.
This one is actually a flat top Wolfgang from Japan. This is before the Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster. So these are made in Japan. This one was
Wow.
flat.
Hmm.
Now, what happened? You know, after the Fukushima thing happened, they had to move all their manufacturing from Japan to China.
I forgot about that.
Hmm.
But that's the Japanese model.
Oh, the EVH.
Yeah.
Oh,
the black one.
the special.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's
Did
the
you just get
Japanese
this?
version. Huh?
Did you just get that guitar?
Yeah, about 4 months ago.
That's nice.
I found it. It was a guy had it, and it's made in Japan, and I wanted to get the one in Japan because it's so much better quality than the Chinese and the Indonesia ones. And I played the I played the Stealth last night at Guitar Center, the Mexico version. You know, it's the black one, the black.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got an arch top?
Yeah, arch top is $9.99, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on it because if I did, I would retrofit it with the kill switch and everything. But I just don't know about that one yet.
Well, you're not going to find them any cheaper, really.
Yeah.
What made you second guess that?
What's that?
Not getting the Mexican one.
Uh,
You wanted to get an American or what?
Well, I didn't want to buy it last night because I was at. I go to the Guitar Center about every week and pick up a guitar and start playing it, but I don't even hook it up to the amp. I have to play it for about 20 minutes in the feel because every guitar has a different feel. And I sat there playing for about an hour, and he told me, "Do you want to plug it up and play it?" It's like, not yet. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to get it tonight.
Huh.
But I didn't buy it yet, so
So you played it for an hour just acoustically,
yeah.
and they're like, "Do you want to plug it in?"
Huh?
And they're like, "Do you want to plug it in?" You're like, "No, I'm still trying it."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, because you want to hear what it actually sounds like, acoustically, to actually
Exactly.
Right.
the feeling,
And the
so you can
feel.
feel it.
And
Yeah.
usually when I play a guitar, I'm sitting there with my eyes closed for 20 minutes playing it. People think I guess I'm stupid or something, but that's the only way I can play a guitar. I have to really feel one, before I buy one.
Well, I mean, I was talking to Johnny the other day about, way back when they had companies, where you could go rent videotapes, and if you liked the movie, you bought it. Well, I think they need to come out with a guitar, not a guitar place, but a guitar pedal place where, like, if you want to rent a pedal and try it for a month, and if you don't want it, you send it back. If you want it, you go buy it. Why don't they have places like that?
Because then the guitar becomes used after you used it for a month.
I
I'm
think
talking
they
about pedals.
He's talking about pedals. I think they do that.
Yeah.
I think you can actually rent
really?
them. Yeah, there's
Yeah, you
Where?
there was a company
You can.
online.
There's one website that I know that rents them out, but they're not.
Yeah.
But they're not new pedals. A lot of them are vintage, and
Hey, do you
they're
guys
allowed
have
to rent.
The reason that I say that is because I'm back on what David just said, that, the reason he didn't buy the Stealth was because, he wanted to sit there and play it for a while. I don't trust any gear. I don't give a damn what it is or how good anybody says it is. I don't trust it until it's in my hands and I play it and I see what it sounds like, because, a lot of these videos and stuff can be, I don't know, it's just not the same until you have it in your hands, period.
And
Because
they're
I love I thought I would love the Sterling AX40s because they said they were just like the Axis guitars.
Those
That's
are
not
garbage,
true.
dude.
Those are not good because the necks on those things, when you get to the 12th fret of the necks on those things, they're like baseball bats, and I don't like fat necks. I don't like big necks.
Well, it doesn't mean they're no good. That just means you don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. None of that stuff
Right.
feels,
Well,
similar.
that's true.
But even with any guitar, no matter what it is, it all feels different to different people.
You know,
Exactly.
you know what bothers me? I used to work at Guitar Center, and like someone would pull a guitar off the wall and play it and love it, absolutely love it, and then they'd like say, "Well, do you have one in a box?" I'm like, "I thought you love this one. You know, you don't want you want the one that you played. Why would you want one that you've never put your hands on before?"
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you got one in a box? I'm like, really, dude?
Have you ever played, David? Have you ever played an AX40?
No.
They're really nice guitars, and I mean,
I've never even seen one.
the tops on them are awesome. I've seen.
Yeah, but are they real or are they photo flames?
No, they're veneer. They're really
Okay, so
thin,
they're
but
thin.
they're real.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're real. They're real. The only ones that the photo flame are the OLPs.
Okay, I found it.
Thank God.
Okay,
What did he find?
Something good, probably.
here's the project I'm working on.
Oh, this is the Black Wolfgang with the
Yeah, this is the one
messed
that
up
was
binding.
find.
David, who's gonna do are you gonna do the binding, or are you gonna have someone do it for you?
I'm gonna try to get somebody to do it because I don't have time. They got me booked up 3 years at work right now.
3 years.
3 years.
But you don't even know if you're gonna be alive.
I know. Just put more work on it. But they got me a schedule for 3 years of work. But I got to put binding on it. You can see it right here. I took a picture of it, and I talked to some people about that today on the forums.
I've never done binding work. I've worked.
Wait, is that a
with
PV? That's a PV?
No, it's a EVH.
Or is that a
VH USA?
It's EVH.
This is the arch
Why
top.
don't you send it? Why don't you send it to EVH? Send it to Fender and see if they can do it for you.
I sent them an email, and they said we don't do that. We don't do
What?
repair work. They sent me to a person in Nashville I got a call this week because they don't do repair work at the Fender shop.
Oh, who'd they send you to? Joe Glazer?
Classic Acts. I got to call him this week. I think it's on Broadway or somewhere.
I know who I can send you to. I'll give you his number
Okay.
later on.
And
What's wrong with the guitar? I don't see.
It was in a fire and the binding's messed up.
All the
Oh.
bindings melted off.
see right here is the binding. It melted. I've got all the bindings and everything. I got everything. The parts for it, pickups, bridges, everything. This thing is nice. I got it for right at $400. It's a standard
Wow.
arch top.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
I was-
American.
Yeah.
American.
I was the only one that bid on it on eBay. And you see the
That
arch.
headstock binding is gonna be the hardest thing to do on
Yep.
that guitar. That headstock binding.
But what I want to do is stripe it up and paint it.
Cool.
But that's going to be a little while before I can do that. I got to get
Hey,
the
listen.
binding first.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to split.
Alright, see ya.
I can't stay on the phone. I got some stuff I gotta do. But have a great night, and it's nice seeing you guys.
You too, David. It's cool
All right.
hanging out with you, bro.
Yeah, same here. Dave, I'll
Yeah.
talk to you soon.
Great to
I'll
see
hit
you,
up
man.
with that phone number, Dave.
Yeah, if you're around later, Nesdal, if you
I will call you when my phone charges fully later on this evening, John.
okay.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right. See you, man.
See ya.
I've never worked with binding. I have worked with purfling though. Purfling's a lot easier than it's like a skinnier binding pretty much.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why all companies hadn't went to the binding. Like, I wonder if Ernie Ball's got a copyright on that binding with the, with it being, the binding where it's
Oh, the
liquid. It's
Some
not.
companies do
Yeah.
it. I know it's not just them. I've heard of that tech. I've heard of it before. I mean, they're the first ones who've done it, but I'm pretty sure other people have done it, or people have used it at least.
That just seems like it would be less of a pain in the ass.
Because if you think about it, it's like if you take a bunch of binding and you just melt it in acetone, and then you could just pour it, literally.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not ideal when you're doing that with, like, you obviously can't do that with a 6-ply or 7-ply binding. And you can't do that with when the binding is already, like, let's say you want to rebind the guitar, you can't really do that because it's going to make a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta sand it after.
Cool. What do you think of those flangers, man?
Oh, I bought this at a pawn shop for $60 last week.
Wow.
This thing is nice. I like it. I was going to ask you guys.
Hello?
Huh? What was that? We missed the last part.
Okay, have you used them before?
Yeah.
I have.
I like this thing.
I've used them. I've mainly used the original ones. You know, the ones you plug in. You know, with the AC cord or whatever.
Yeah.
I've used those for 20 years. But yeah, those are great. The EVH ones.
This one.
Yeah.
I have one of these.
It was on the shelf, and
yeah, that's what I have
this
too.
This one's really old. This one's
probably got
still
got the stickers on it.
Oh,
this
cool.
one still has like the foam vacuum that they came with.
Yeah, Teddy. That's the same thing that I use. That same exact one.
Yeah.
Except they're really noisy. They make a lot of noise. You know, but the one that he has, the EVH ones, those are great. I guess it'd be like a reissue. Great reissues.
They even reissued them in red now, with the red.
Mm-hmm.
White and black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are all really cool.
I got a Rat distortion pedal for $40 at a pawn shop, same pawn shop.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I was just telling Teddy. That's what I use. I use a Rat.
Yeah.
I love these things, and $40 brand new.
Yeah, those things. When you crank those things, you get a really, really nice fuzz. I mean, it's called a distortion, but it's more like kind of a fuzzy kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
You get a really.
Is that a Parker?
It looks like it, huh?
That's weird.
You ever
David, what is that over there?
You ever played a Parker Fly?
I've played one.
Yeah, they're
Do
cool.
you like them?
Yeah,
They're
they're
weird.
super
Their necks
light.
are really skinny necks. Like almost a wizard profile.
Yeah, I remember when they first came out, going to Guitar Center and seeing them and playing them, and yeah, they're super light. Great to play. You know.
Cool headstock too. Really cool headstock.
Here is a Parker Fly. I think I talked to you guys about it before, but I had it tore down before. If you ever owned one of these things, it's kind of cool because the tremolo uses a plate in the back. It's a metal plate. It goes between here, and when you bend it, I'll have to show you in a second, but there's a plate that goes here, and that's where the tremolo works. And you've got an adjustment knob on the back. This is like the first year of the Parker Flies.
Cool.
Like a 94 model.
I remember
got all
seeing
the parts.
Ed play one for the.
It's got the piezo pickups in it.
I remember seeing Ed play one.
Well, how you pronounce that?
Spanish Fly one.
Thing is cool, and it's the real Parker Fly. It's not like the knockoff. It's the real one. Yeah. I got that at Pawn Shop for $600 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, you were the one saying that in Nashville you can get everything in a pawn shop, huh?
Oh God, yeah. You can find any kind of thing. Here's the rod right there. It's called that's the tremolo piece. And so there's one for a 10. It says 10 there, but there's one for a 9. I've got one for a 9 and a 10.
Huh.
And they're somewhere. I got the other parts around here somewhere.
Guys, what's the biggest steal you've ever had on an instrument? Like the luckiest you ever got on an instrument, or any gear?
Picks. I got picks somewhere. I got Tim from Saudi Arabia. I bought a whole bunch of picks from him. Here's one of them. Here's one the other day off of that's a Van Halen pick.
Oh yeah,
Is it-
Tim makes them. Tim makes them now.
That Tim Toolbox?
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that who it is? Yeah, he wanted in on one of these hangouts, and I tried inviting him in, but yeah, I didn't know he was in Saudi Arabia, and so he's probably like, what, 3 days ahead of us or something? He's awake, but it's like later in the week, so this is like the past for him, you know?
it's all right.
But yeah, I don't think David Allen. You didn't hear what Teddy was asking.
Yeah.
He asked you a
What was
question.
what was the not both of you? What was like the best steal you've ever gotten on an instrument or any gear?
Sorry, I got to
Oh.
come down to the.
Oh well, I'll answer first. He's asking what's the best deal either of us have gotten on gear, like in a pawn shop or something. I bought a. In Alameda, California, there was a record store about 20 years ago where I bought one of those orange. It wasn't the super, original ones, but it was one of the orange Phase 90s MXRs
Oh,
used. I got it for like $25.
wow.
That was probably the best thing ever. Besides, the Ripley for $350.
Yeah,
You know.
that Ripley's insane.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure David Allen has many stories, because he was saying you can find anything in a pawn shop over there.
That's going to be hard to answer because I found so many things over the years, and you never pay what they asking for it. You see what I mean? You never pay that. So you always get ready to walk out the door, and they always try to block you at the door, or you come back the next week and they remember you. But you'll find all kind of stuff. I do a lot of wheeling and dealing too. I got a friend that gets me really good new computers. The computer I'm actually on right now is a brand new HP Elite book. I traded a bass guitar for it, and I got the guitar for about $150 on a pawn shop, and I traded that. It's a really nice bass. It's a Yamaha bass, almost like Michael Anthony used to use, and a 4-string. And I traded that for this Elite book computer.
One of the Yamahas?
Yeah. I bought it for it was probably from the 80s, but I bought it really cheap, and I think I paid maybe $150 for the bass, and went through it really quick. And
you can't find those anymore.
Yeah.
They're so hard to find.
But I usually try to scour. I didn't make it yesterday because I had so much to do yesterday and today. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff for my business, and I've been so busy though. It's hard for me to get time to do anything anymore. So.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are gonna laugh. You guys are either gonna laugh or gonna hate me. A friend of mine, about a month ago, he bought a house around my neighborhood, and the guy who lived there before passed away, and he was a guitarist. So he left. So the house, no one has been in the house for 7 years. So when I heard that he was a guitarist, I had to go there right away to see what he had. And in the basement, there was a 1965 Fender concert amp. And my friend just let me have it.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
You're not scared that the amp is haunted though?
Sounds good. It's the best clean amp I've ever played. It's literally the best clean amp sound.
It's all ghost notes.
Yeah.
You turn it on, it shocks you.
It doesn't have a reverb.
It doesn't have a reverb, but you can hear it, because it's like the ghost sound.
Yeah. And there's more. Look. I'm gonna show you this. There's this whole. Hold on. Let me see. How can I flip my camera?
It's the Christine of guitar amps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here, you see this box over here?
Uh-huh.
This is just a whole box of pedals. There's like, that was in the house too.
Oh man.
Insane.
And you got this stuff
I got
because whoever lives there now, whoever lives just gave you this stuff?
My friend bought the house, like a good friend of mine, and he's like, he's not even a guitarist, but it was just like in the basement. Like it was just there. 'Cause the previous owner of the house was a, what is it? A player.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, some old guy too. No guitars though. No guitars.
Uh-huh. Dang. Dang, well that's
Yeah,
cool, man.
that OD1 that I had before, this was in that too. The shallow was there. The flanger was in there.
Oh, so it's all old stuff.
Yeah, it's all old.
Oh.
There's like only one new pedal, and there was like a new Crybaby. Well, not
Mhm.
new. It's pretty new. I would say early 2000s.
Huh.
Insane.
Well, that's getting up there these
crazy.
days.
Yeah, that's insane. Oh, the early 2000s? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to me it was yesterday, but to you
Yeah,
it
I
was
know.
probably, you know,
I
the early
know.
2000s was actually really 15 years ago.
Yeah. Time flies.
Oh,
Yeah, time flies, man. Before you know it, you know. But yeah, cool, cool. Well, hey, maybe we should just wrap this up because everybody's actually dropping
Yeah.
Yep.
dropping off. Everybody's phones are
Dropping
dying
like flies.
or whatever. Yeah, yeah. Now we're talking about haunted
Yeah,
instruments.
my iPad died like twice.
Now it's actually getting dark out here now, and we're talking about scary stuff. So I'm getting kind of scared. But hey, yeah, great to talk to you guys. Jeremy Hefner, yeah, his phone died, but he says to tell everybody thanks and it was awesome and hopes to do it again. Everybody that's been involved in these things has been like, oh yeah, these are awesome, especially with David Allen because you got so many cool things to show us, you know.
Yeah.
You
Huh?
were laughing before about how that amp, if it ever shocked me.
Uh-huh.
If you look at the input, if you look at the socket, it's one of the old like two-prong Fender sockets, and every time I plug it in, I'm sure like I make sure that I'm grounded to something.
Oh man.
It's like the freakiest looking input you'll ever see on an amp. It's like this metal pole. It's like completely metal. It's like the weirdest. I have to show you a picture. It's like.
Oh man,
like
you should be careful though, man.
I know.
You should be careful because you know eventually we'll be doing a hangout and someone will be
A
like,
lot of
remember Teddy? He
people-
was my neighbor, and I got all his stuff. His amp shocked him.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have that converted too. I have to take that amp in to have it.
Be careful. Be careful turning on that flanger, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Be careful using anything.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to hearing that Schaller overdrive. Yeah, if you get that thing running.
When I get that running, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've listened to sound clips, and it sounds really. It's not even like a fuzz. It's more like it's more like a light fuzz, heavy distortion kind of thing. It's really weird. And there's like an intensity knob, and then there's another knob that says Peggle. I don't even know what that is.
Peggle?
Peggle. P-G-L. Yeah. Probably German. I don't even know.
Hey Ruth, what does Peggle mean? Is that a German word? Peggle? How do you spell it?
P-G-A-L.
My wife is German. She just speaks German nonstop. I can never understand her.
I don't know.
What was it? P-G?
P-E-G-A-L.
P-E-G-A-L.
Oh, P-E-G-E-L. E-L.
P-E-G-E-L. Is that a German word?
I don't know what that's short for. I don't know what it's short for.
I don't know. I wouldn't plug it in. It's short for look out.
Yeah. Yeah, look. Can you see that?
Oh, let's see. Say something. I can't see it.
Can you see it?
PEGEL.
Hello? Yeah, you see it?
I see it.
And then
Yeah.
there's intensity. So
Intensity. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
scared about this one. This one's like the creepiest looking title I've ever seen.
You step on that and it blows up. Cool, cool. Well, hey, yeah, we better. Even though there's like one
Yeah,
person
wrap it
watching
up.
this, which is probably me on my other computer. Yeah,
Alright.
great to talk to you
Push button
guys.
is-
David Alan Wright. It's always a pleasure, man. I mean, it's
No problem,
amazing,
man.
amazing the stuff that you have and the stories and yeah, definitely let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, what I need to do is probably need to do like a Floyd Rose thing with Dave, because I like to get his input on some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does
About
Nick have... Here, go ahead, finish. Sorry.
That's all right. What I was going to say was I want to try to do one with with Dave sometime on the Floyd Rose, because I know he wouldn't hear tonight.
Yeah, he missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe next time if you have some time, just let me know, and we could just jump in and do just a Floyd Rose video. And you're
That's
muted.
what this was supposed to be, no?
All right. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd
Yeah.
switch cameras. Any weekend will be good with me. I can't do it during the day because I have so much on weekends. I have a car repair shop that I own, and I stay busy with that a lot. And so that takes a lot of my time on weekends. But my plan is I will try to do one at night, like on a Saturday night, Friday night, Saturday night, or maybe Sunday night or Sunday evening or something.
Mm-hmm.
We can do it sometime.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look at Howie. He wants his walk. Look at Howie. Howie.
Doesn't Nick have a whale tail also? I think he does.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't asked.
I don't know.
I have to ask him.
I don't know.
I think he does. On his 5150.
Cool.
Alright.
Cool. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Okay,
Bye.
I'll let you guys go. Teddy, great seeing you. I don't know even if I even know Teddy. He wanted in here, so I let him in.
Oh, I know him.
Oh, you know him?
We talk a lot. Yeah, I know him quite a bit. We talk all the time on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's what he said. Cool. Well, hey, David Alan Wright.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
All right, cool.
Great stuff. And yeah. Let me know another time you want to do this. We can do a Floyd Rose one, whatever.
Yeah, anything you guys want to do, be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, man. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Very soon. Thanks, man. I'll see you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was JohnnyBean.com, or I am JohnnyBean.com. That was David Alan Wright. He's got a lot of cool guitars and stories and whatever. But Howie wants his walk. Right? Are you ready to go, man? Yeah, he's looking mad. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you soon. JohnnyBean.com. Bye.